Hello, everyone! Welcome to the King of Anime podcast, the December 16th edition. This day will live in infamy.
Dun. Yes, it will. And
Yep.
you know why?
Why will it live in infamy?
Because it's... Well, technically, no. I was about to say it's the Monday before Christmas, but no, not even that's right. So...
Yeah, you know
hey,
what?
the holidays
Yeah,
are fast
true.
approaching.
Christmas does feel like it's a week away, to be fair.
Yeah.
It also feels like it came here in the blink of an eye. One day it's January 1st. I blink. It's December 16th, the day of infamy, as we all know now. Horrible.
I think some mom may have been in your body for a couple months.
It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if there was a... You know, they say sometimes there's a mother within all of us.
But especially C, because he's a MILF hunter. Also, I think our stream is lagging.
You are actually lagging right now. For me on Discord, so...
Oh, I am?
Oh yeah, no, it is. It is. Maybe it's me that is lagging. Never mind. Whatever. We'll just go with it. If something happens, it'll happen.
I'll blame you.
That's probably a good thing to do. It is probably... It does
Looks
seem like
fine
it's
right
my
now.
fault.
Yeah, cool.
But before the show, we had Decrepit Storm chime in. He said, "I'm busy with exams, so can't make it tonight, unfortunately, but have fun with the show."
Decent. I don't usually like to wish luck. I'll just say I hope your hard work bears fruit with your exams.
Yeah. Yeah, it is around that time. My son, he's going to be taking exams this week. He's in his senior year, so I'm like, knock him dead.
Yeah. Yeah, very exciting, nervous time, but as long as you put good effort towards it, I'm sure you'll be able to pass it. Ace it even. S+ it. Why not? Heck, they're going to promote you to President of the United States with that kind of effort. Wouldn't that be crazy?
For being smart?
Yeah, like
for being smart? That's not how it works.
What if every person in the United States, if they did so good at their job one day, they got to become president?
That'd be interesting. Especially if they were a nice, kind-hearted person that wasn't bought and paid for by corporations. That would be fantastic.
No. That doesn't exist in real life, silly. What are you talking about?
No. Come on. Silly.
But yeah, this is the King of Anime podcast, where we cover seasonal anime every week. This week we're going to be talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episodes 26 through 28. We're going to be talking about Rurouni Kenshin, episode 35, or season 2, episode 11. If you're a loser, you're a loser. Dandadan, episode 11. School Wife, or Suma Show, episode 12. And NegaPosi Angler, episode 11. So we're winding down the season. We don't have many weeks left. We got like one more week. Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, next week is our last week. And then the week after is going to be our year-ending King of Anime award show.
Yeah. Like I said, this week is the day of infamy. December 16th. Never forget. If you guys haven't already, make sure to leave a like and share this podcast out with your friends on Blueski, which we have one. So join Blueski and then follow us there and then share our posts out with your friends through that platform. And also follow us on Blueski or die. And we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/King of Anime, and subscribe to us, bitch.
Yes.
Thank you.
What should our sub goal for this week be?
1 million.
I want to say 1 million would be great.
I
don't know.
I'm gonna go with 2, but okay, we can go with
Yeah, that's low balling.
I want to say the small apples.
Well, we do actually have news this week, you guys.
Yes, and you know we got that stuff to never give you the blues. Now let's get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle!
Yep. Finally, we had like, what was it, like 4 or 5 weeks where nothing happened.
Yeah, we just kind of like turned our head and it was just completely just barren and it was nothing.
Like every single week, I remember just typing in like, "Hey, Google, show me the anime news," and it would be like, "We don't got any."
What is this anime news you speak of?
That could also be the AI ruining Google. But our first story is a little bittersweet. One Piece's Frankie VA, Kazuki Yao, retires from the role of Frankie, and he posted on his Instagram in response to hearing all of the people, just give their kind words and their tributes to him after he announced his retirement. He said, "Seeing all of your warm messages, I am seriously so touched. Can't believe how much y'all love Frankie, that idiot. I ain't dead yet. Nope, not crying, okay? Anyway, I'm Kazuki Yao, actor and entertainer." Thank you, by the way, for stating who you are, even though we probably should, already know that. But just started Instagram to prove I'm still alive. Go follow me, pretty please.
Whoa, what happened to the stream?
Is the stream down?
Yeah, it just went black for a second.
It just ended on my end. I think it's back now. But what the hell was that?
What the heck is happening?
The 1 week we got news.
I'm telling you, this is the day that will live in infamy.
No, I think it's back. It just ended, and then now it's good. I think.
That's weird.
Well, basically, if you guys didn't catch the part where the stream went down, or during when the stream was down, Frankie's VA has retired. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys even care?
I mean, I never really watched One Piece, if maybe for a little bit, but it's definitely something to be in a show for as long as he has and to retire, go out on top, so to speak. I can only speak from kind of what I know. It's, like The Simpsons. There are characters that have been on that show for so long, either they get old and die, or heck, even this season, the voiceover for that does Millhouse's voice, I think, yeah, Pamela Hayden, she retired this year. And, that's huge within itself. Some people want to, instead of go out doing what they do, they want to kind of like spend, I don't know how old he is, but I can only assume he's like older. But, some people want to enjoy their retirement, so to speak, their golden years, and kind of like just do their own thing. So I can respect it.
He is 65, so he is still relatively young, but he's getting up there.
Yeah, so I can understand. I can definitely understand.
Landgamer BR, Landgame BR, Ian Game BR.
Once again,
Ian Gamer says, "Are you guys unironically going to talk about Chris Chan?"
Who?
What is Chris Chan?
Does something happen with Chris? Am I the only one who knows what Chris Chan is?
I don't.
Oh, I know. I just want to make sure you guys know. So you guys go first.
Yeah. I know too, but please, you tell.
I don't know if I don't know where to start with Chris Chan. I can't even.
Wait a minute.
It's like explaining a religion.
Is this the guy that killed his own dad?
I don't think so. Did he kill his? Honestly, I don't know, EA. He really could have. This is how crazy this guy is. There is a YouTube channel dedicated to a lifetime like documentary of Chris Chan. They've uploaded like hundreds of episodes about Chris Chan's life, just documenting it.
But why him? What makes him so cool?
He's not cool.
Who is this person again?
Yeah, what does he do?
I can't really explain. I think the channel is called Summoning Salt, but you can go check it out. It's crazy. The hundreds and hundreds of hours of documentary footage of this guy.
All right, something I'll never do.
Man, let's not talk about Chris Chan or Chris Chan.
Chris Chan. That'd be fun. That'd be funny. But yeah, One Punch Man season 3 is officially coming out in 2025. Are you guys hyped? I think we're covering it, right?
Oh yeah. We passed it all those years ago when we did season 2, so we're covering it. It's crazy. Like I'm hype in a way, but also I think this is the first time both Satsuki and I actually have some knowledge of a manga over you. See,
Wow, is
so
it? That's crazy.
yeah, I know, because usually Satsuki's the manga man, and he's like, "Oh, get ready for this, get ready for that." But I know actually what's gonna happen in the next season, which is I never thought I'd ever say that ever, but I'm hype in a way. The next season is gonna be really epic, and all I could say is I hope they do it justice, and I hope they do it right. But I'm just like a little nervous at the same time too, especially because of what's to come, which is some of the most amazing stuff in One Punch Man.
One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, considering the arc is supposed to be on, it is definitely one of the most uh, dynamic One Punch Man has ever been, and that's saying something. My only worry, of course, is how it's going to look because uh, with different anime, some anime the animation and art may not matter as much, but with a series like One Punch Man where it's very fight dominated, especially this arc is one fight after another, after another, after another, after another. Um, I am a little worried about how this arc is done, especially with the display that is needed because there are a lot of big monsters and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm definitely worried. I guess I'll be hyped depending on how it'll look, when we first started. But if that first episode gets me worried, I'm gonna be worried for the whole season.
For sure. I wonder how many
Um,
episodes it's gonna be.
I have no clue.
it's probably just gonna be 12. It's JC Staff. If JC Staff is doing a 24, a 2-core, and it's not split, something changed within that studio. I don't know what changed, but they got something going. They got something going on there. If that happened, but I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna say it's probably not gonna hold a candle to the manga, but I don't know. I got this feeling, and it's just a feeling. It's not based on anything. I just think that JC Staff is gonna do better than what they did in season 2, but I just don't think it's gonna probably hold a candle to the manga.
Yeah, and
They
I'm
certainly had enough time.
I'm already prepared. The manga just it sets the bar up really very, very high. I mean, some of the highest when it comes to art, at least.
Yeah.
It sets a very high standard, so it's really hard for an anime to match that. People were satisfied with season 1, but I would even argue even season 1 doesn't live up to some of the stuff you see in the manga. But and season 1 is great. That's not
Yeah.
shitting on it. It's just that Murata's art is really that great.
Yeah. Yeah, he does some good stuff. Some really good stuff. And I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with it for sure. But I'm always happy for some more Fubuki, some more Saitama, some more
Terrible tornado.
Terrible Tornado and King, especially what King does this season. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, it's gonna be story wise. It's gonna be good. I'm curious to see what it'll look like anime wise.
So there we go. We're killing it. First episode.
There you go.
We hate it officially. Speaking of hate, here's I guess a controversial show. Castlevania Nocturne is getting a season 2, and it'll be out January 16th, 2025. Have you guys checked this out?
No, I haven't gotten around to seeing it. I never really got into like Castlevania. as a whole. I mean, I heard that the anime and the show is doing really good for itself. Other than some, I don't know, people online that are just upset over quote unquote woke stuff. But I don't follow that stuff because I'm just like, what's woke about it? I don't know. There's probably a woman in it somewhere, so that automatically makes it woke.
That word has been
I know.
absolutely dismantled.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they
Like
do.
it used to mean something completely different, and now it's just basically anything that has
Got to take the word back.
women or minorities in it. That's essentially what it means now.
Yeah. Yep. Just remember, y'all, gatekeep some of these phrases as best you can.
KOA is pretty woke.
Yeah, we're pretty woke.
Yeah, I'm a female.
See, the thing is, the funny part is what does that mean? Woke. So we could be anything. It's like the Nezuko Award. It's the same thing.
Basically.
Pretty much.
Could mean whatever the person wants it to be.
Yeah, that's KOA. There's just Nezuko.
So yeah, that's coming out January 16th. I think I watched the first episode of it, and it was good. So
yeah, a friend tried to get me into Castlevania. I never went into it myself. It looks cool though.
Out of the video game adaptations, I think Arcane is superior to Castlevania, but Castlevania's got a cool aesthetic. So it also has freaking Alucard and stuff in it.
Speaking of games, I never showed you guys this. This is completely off topic. I was reacting to the Game Awards because
Oh, you were?
that was yeah, and I uploaded one of my clips to YouTube, and I made it a short. I'll send it to the chat because if I don't say it now, I'm not going to remember it.
Okay.
Well, that's perfect because we're about to talk about the Game Awards. But before we get to the fun stuff, let's talk about some more grim reality shit that's happening. We got to talk about it because it's happening. Sony confirms its plans to acquire KOA, creating less competition and more monopolies. So now they're not only going to have monopoly in anime, but now they're going to start one in manga. Woo!
I'm so happy.
Get ready for censorship.
Yep. Some censorship that's okay in Japan, then they bring it over here overseas, and they'll just censor it to hell. Yep.
Gotta remove her hip bone.
Heaven forbid.
Sexy hip bone.
Heaven forbid she shows tits. Heaven forbid there be some context to certain words or anything like that. But no, let's just cover all that up.
Yeah, we gotta raise profits.
Yep.
Line go up, EA. You just don't get it.
Something goes up for sure. My fists.
As it should. So yeah, I mean, this is very kind of clear cut here. I mean, this sucks. This shouldn't happen. And once again, just stop supporting KOA. It's really easy to do. I mean, these are the people behind ReZero, for Christ's sake. They know. I mean, they're already pretty disgusting company. ReZero.
I was wondering when you were going to say that. I was like, you said it. Yeah.
I love corporate domination.
I love it when companies
25
merge.
Sony PlayStation 5s for all of my children.
United under one company, one banner. We will stand alone.
Who wants these mom and pop shops when everything is corporate?
I love paying my overlords a subscription service for my own life.
I want Amazon to own everything now, or I want a skit about that.
It's gonna be it's literally by and large from Wally. Amazon is by and large. It's gonna eventually become that once everything gets taken over. I love Wally. They were so ahead of their time.
Depression! Not depression, though. Corey Kenshin has returned from a hiatus of like 2 years to reveal he has a new manga.
I didn't know it was that long. I remember the last video that he made, criticizing YouTube and like the hypocritical nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, and then somebody said he came back, and I went, "Wait, what?" I didn't know he was gone from YouTube after that because I don't watch him. But I know of him, of course. So because when I was streaming, people were telling me that he came back. I was like, "Oh, I didn't know he left in the first place." But no, that's pretty cool because he's a big dude in the community.
So, true story. My girlfriend is a huge fan of Corey Kenshin. She loves Corey Kenshin. She discovered him way back when he did the FNAF stuff, and she just loves his style of comedy and everything. We were talking about him literally the day before he uploaded the video, and we were just like, man, it's been forever since he's uploaded. And I was like, he's never gonna upload again. He's done. He's that's that. The dude makes, and I kid you not, you look at his social blade, he hasn't uploaded in over 2 years, and he still makes millions of dollars off of his old videos, which is insane. I've never seen a guy that has the popularity that he does, and he doesn't even have to upload a video, and he still gets traction. Congrats to him. But yeah, go ahead.
Also shows like how. Oh, the Raiders must be getting their ass beat.
They're happy about Corey Kenshin.
Oh no! The Raiders must be winning. That's what it was. Because the Raiders are playing the Falcons right now, and we need the Falcons to lose.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was gonna say that shows kind of how genuine he is to be able to leave for 2 years. Because somebody would think I should at least come back just for the money. But he was completely real with what he said with the last video he made.
Yeah, he doesn't swear. He is very genuine as far as when he makes his videos. He was in that FNAF movie as like a cameo. He was the taxi driver, which is funny to me. But other than that, yeah, he's coming back with a manga, and I'm like, it's funny because, like I said, my girlfriend really likes, Corey Kenshin, and here I am like, ooh, manga, because he's not really into anime manga and stuff like that. Our worlds are combining now. That's what I told her. I said, he's making a manga? That's really cool. So, yeah.
I don't know much about him. I just know about the YouTube video, but when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, I got to put that in here because that's one of us content creator folk." So,
yeah. He's genuinely funny. He's got a funny sense of humor. He does all of his videos himself too. He hasn't gotten anybody to like edit his videos or anything. He does it all himself.
Same. My hands don't like that. Nor do my forearms.
Ooh, that's what happened. False alarm. It wasn't the Falcons. It was the Heat. I guess they're going to overtime right now. I'm not watching either of the games, so.
Okay.
Light cool. Ruler has popped in the chat. What's up, Light Ruler? He says Elon is going to buy it. I assume he means
probably.
KOA.
He's going to start making homunculus soon.
Or Amazon, whatever we were talking about.
Elon is a homunculus.
Not yet. Not yet. Because if he was a homunculus, I feel like he would be built better than that.
True. Our last topic for news is the Game Awards 2024. It happened over the weekend or something, I think.
It was last Thursday.
Who cares? Listen.
I mean, it was fun to react to.
No, none of these are the only awards anyone should care about is the KOA awards. The fact that we have other award shows copying our idea, I want a refund.
See, we can't afford Snoop Dogg. The Game Awards can.
Because they took all of our ideas.
Yeah, what did they take? Apparently,
Awards?
apparently Snoop Dogg is making video games, death row video games. I'm interested
Yeah.
if he revives. What was that fighting game? That rap fighting game,
Oh, Def Jam Fight for New
Jeff.
York.
Yeah, if he brings that back and like acquires the rights to it, that would be interesting. Well, like with new rappers,
Yeah, I mean that game. I actually played that game earlier this year. It was a pretty fun game. I think the only issue that game will run into is the copyrighted music in it. Like,
oh
it's
for
a
sure.
lot, you know.
Yeah,
And then trying to get the likeliness of all the rappers and stuff because I feel like it was a different time back then where
for sure.
you come with the idea, you pitch an idea like this to rappers, they're like gung ho to get in it. They're doing their lines and whatever because they're like, oh, I want to be in a video game. Now we are in this era where everything is monetized, and it's kind of a good thing in a way where people understand their value. So if they came to them with that idea, they're going, all right, sounds good. How much am I getting paid? It's a whole different era now.
For sure. But see, come on. Video games, future video games are coming out.
They are. They are. They have. What did they announce? There was something there that they announced that was like crazy, right?
There
Okami.
was
Okami 2.
Okami 2 was the last one they revealed.
Okay.
That's the wolf
Painting.
kind of
No,
looking
no,
game.
that's not the
painting.
one I was interested in. I was interested in the Yakuza one.
Ooh.
It wasn't Yakuza, but it was a different title, but it was like made by the same people who made
Oh,
Yakuza.
Ryogu.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, there's Onimusha that looks really fucking cool. And Turok, just because it's fucking Turok. I want to play that.
I played that on the GameCube. I never owned that game. My friend had that game though.
N64.
Yeah.
That's when I played it. Oh, Turok 1 and 2. I don't think I ever got 3, but man, that was the shit back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember what they announced. At all.
Just the ones I was looking forward to. Turok, Onimusha.
Let me see.
That Witcher game looks pretty cool. I never played any one of them, but
Oh
it
yeah,
looked
Witcher.
cool to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I'll play Witcher.
Witcher 4.
Witcher's great.
They have a new Virtua Fighter coming out, which I'm like, Virtua
Yeah.
Fighter hasn't come out with anything in years.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
They have a new Ninja Gaiden game, Ragebound.
And then Double Dragon. That Double Dragon game, which is a NES original. I'm looking forward to that remake.
They have The Witcher 4, Elden Ring Night Rain,
Yep.
which is a new
Which
Elden Ring game.
go ahead and lock that up for game of the year. Sorry.
But that's not what won game of the year. It was Astro Boy. It was
Yeah,
Astro. Our boy Astro won.
Literally, a fucking advertisement won the awards.
I mean, I never played it myself, so I can't speak on
Me
that
neither.
game.
It could
The
actually
game
be a
is
good
literally
game.
an advertisement. It's
What do you mean, Steve?
It's literally an advertisement. That's literally why it exists. To advertise.
Sony?
Yeah.
You mean the fact that he's jumping off of, triangles and squares and X's and everything?
Yes. Yes.
And he's flying on the controller and shit?
I'm gonna have a hernia listening to this. Borderlands 4 got some gameplay stuff.
Oh yeah.
Me and EA are
I have
into
some I have some news about Borderlands 4. The director says that the game will cut back on toilet humor. How do you feel about that?
That's a good thing. That means they're actually having what basically they said there is we're gonna start thinking about our stories again.
Quote from the director: "If the word skibbity ships in the game under my watch, I'm going to cry real tears."
That sounds like something he would say.
This is a funny confirmation. Like, hey guys, we're gonna actually give effort with the comedy.
I
Yeah,
mean, I heard that's what ruined the third game.
yeah, the third one's story I've heard is really bad, and I know the Tiny Tina game is kind of divisive, but for the most part, there is a certain portion that hates the writing in that too. Satsuki died?
No, Sasuke's about to praise something.
Okay, well, we also got Clive Rosfield in Tekken 8. I guess the worst Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I saw that too. The way it was looking, I was like, oh, what is this? And it was like, oh, just a new character. And
Yeah, it's a
okay.
DLC. That's all it is.
Oh,
Yeah, don't buy that game, by the way. It's kind of
dude,
it's like really cheap.
They have Helldivers 2 free content that I uploaded, and it looks fucking cool. You know, you got warthogs in it now, and you got zombies and giant fucking War of the World monsters in it now.
Apparently, the day this update came out, they had a player surge of 8 times its current player count the day before.
I believe it. They keep.
It's crazy.
I mean, if I'm being completely and totally honest, Helldivers 2 should have won Game of the Year. That's a fantastic game.
You've definitely played it more than any of us. I still need to get to it, but
it's a fantastic game. Imagine Starship Troopers mixed with Gears of War, you know, because you fight both bugs and robots. It's really fucking cool.
It's like Halo 3 ODST, really. It's
Sure.
really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting as people's reaction to it because most people aren't going to be playing every game that is nominated for Game of the Year.
No.
I played a little
Everyone's
bit
playing
of
that game.
I played Metaphor. I don't know how far I am in Metaphor.
yeah.
Metaphor is a cool game.
That was winning awards. Is it pretty cool?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's better than Astrobot.
If you've seen or if you played any of the Persona games, basically think Persona in medieval times with no romance, which is a plus because the romance in Persona generally is just mid. I also finished Wukong, and
is that a good game?
Wukong is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's kind of hard. I'm just speaking for me because I don't play any Souls games, so like that's the first time I had difficulty playing the game like that. Because Stellar Blade was like the first type of game that I played anywhere close like that. Then I got into Wukong, and my God, I had my times. What the fuck?
Well, Sony wrapped up their Game Awards with their reveal of their new intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet.
Oh yeah, the Naughty Dog game,
the new Neil Druckmann game. I'm tired of Neil Druckmann.
Me too.
I don't hate the guy. He seems like a pretty cool dude.
I do.
All right. Well, I'm tired of his dreary writing. Just make something fun. And this does, to be fair, seem fun, but it's too fucking contemporary and generic.
Yeah. I mean, I'll wait and see what they do. At least they're doing something that isn't The Last of Us. They're
That's
not
the one
ruin
big plus.
That fucking IP anymore.
Yeah. That's the big plus. But
there should be an one.
Do we have any more news?
I wasn't muted. I didn't realize I wasn't muted.
You are really excited for this Heat game. Who are they playing?
Pistons.
Oh, okay.
Down by 1 right now. That should have.
What, do we got any more news?
No, that was it. Was just the whole how they were gonna make it serious on Borderlands 4. Oh no, the real game of the year needed to be Liar's Bar, because liar. At least best independent game. That was a fun game.
Yeah, it was very fun, very very fun.
Didn't even get nominated.
I won so many times, undefeatable. one might say.
You did own a bunch of asses, and poor Sasuke just one-shotted himself every time.
Oh God.
He barely squeezes the trigger, just pop. I
Misfires.
felt bad. I know, I felt bad. You see, you're just like, it's not working. I got you. Yeah, it's down to me. I'm the victor.
It's good times.
We need
Good
to play.
times.
We need to play that again. I think they had another update. They actually have more
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
in there now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down. I'm down.
It's a good party game.
But let me get everything set up. Let's go ahead and talk about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 26. In this episode, Ed has an epiphany that if he transmutes himself using the Philosopher's Stone used to create envy, that they would be able to enter the portal that they came through to return to their world. However, in doing so, Ed finds the body of Al waiting for him. And then, on the flip side, Roy learns about the origins of Wrath along with the other homunculus, while Scar and May find a secret hidden under Central as they trail both Al and Gluttony. What do you guys think about this episode?
It's a nice little fun episode. Pretty smart with because Ed and Ling were fighting envy pretty much, and then it was just like, hold on. Let's work together to get out of here and not kill ourselves. So it kind of turned into sort of coming together of both good and evil, which I always like when they do that in shows. It's a unique kind of situation that they put the hero and the antagonist in. I know Sasuke's very excited about that.
Just got to turn over. What the fuck are you doing?
I love how this is going to be added later. When you edit this scene, just be sure to put clips of the game.
We got 9 seconds. We got 9 seconds left. We're down by 1. We just called a timeout. Oh God.
But that was cool, and I also thought it was cool how they, or not cool, but just like interesting how they just kind of introduced how Philosopher's Stone was made and how envy was like made up of that. That was interesting to me. It really reminded me of Mojito and JJK, just with everything as how this creature looked with envy.
Yeah, with all the souls basically imprinted in Envy's body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
So,
interesting.
because the big reveal we get within this episode is the city of Xerxes was completely sacrificed or used as fuel to create a Philosopher's Stone. And that Philosopher's Stone is the one that Envy has. And you see a lot of the souls trapped. It's not even the souls anymore because Envy already spoke on, like the diminishing consciousness of the souls and whatnot. And they're just like, it's just remnants of who the people once were. Very creepy body horror stuff that you
What'd
get.
you call me?
Oh, a whore. Now what?
I prefer the word slut.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind next time.
How about horizontally challenged?
Oh, hold on, we're
Yeah.
handbound. I gotta focus.
Because you're always on your back.
Well, I mean,
What the
that's
fuck
just because
Oh, we got a foul.
I can't even get in my joke.
Just go ahead and say it before
This
a
is
foul
so stressful.
happens.
It's so stressful. It's 6 seconds left.
Well, I'm part turtle, but
That was beautiful. Wait,
Wait, we don't get free throws for that?
Sorry, you don't get free throws for being a turtle. But yeah, so yeah, that was pretty interesting. But what was happening on the other side was what's his face? Gluttony basically leading Al to father. Hey, you want to see where
Hohenheim.
father is? I'm going to show you. Apparently, well, we'll find that out later.
Oh, that's right.
But
That's next
yeah,
episode.
taking it to father, and I'm going to show you where father is. He won't do anything to you because, he needs you.
Proceeds to cut up and eat Gluttony. They do that. We use me
He's
as
in-
food.
He's in pieces. This happens all the time. That's just his way of showing his love for me.
I taste really good too.
He eats himself. God, what a weird fucking thing.
Yeah, Gluttony is the pinnacle of strange.
Oh, for sure.
Another big thing you get in this episode is basically a clue as to the motivation of the one who's behind all the homunculus, which we kind of find out is father character. I mean, we already knew that because he created them. But as Ed is looking at the monument thing that he sees within Gluttony's body, he thinks back to what he saw before when he was in Xerxes. He's explaining what he's seeing. And basically, to sum it up, somebody's trying to become God. Somebody's trying to have almighty power so they can do whatever they want. And that person seems to be Father. And he's using the homunculus as a means to his ultimate plan, which seems to be creating a bigger mutation circle. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that seems to be what we're working with. But yeah.
I mean, that's really interesting that they're just going to turn an entire country into a philosopher's stone. That's just so evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you, you truly do have to be non-human to even think up an idea like that. And then to actually go forth with executing it, I mean, that is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, because we get more of the father character and even some stuff from Hohenheim later. So not this episode, but yeah, we can we can see that.
Though what I really, really liked about this episode was a lot of it was focused on the backstory for Bradley. And it's really funny because there are some parallels between Bradley and Master Chief.
That's not where I thought you were going.
I didn't either.
I was literally watching this and I went, wait a second. This is literally like how they created the Spartan program in Halo. But what were you guys thinking?
I thought you were going to say it was a parallel to Bradley in the original Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh.
Because if you see the backstory, if you remember, Bradley in the original Fullmetal Alchemist wasn't Wrath, he was Pride.
Mm-hmm.
So what you kind of see in this episode is he's also a very prideful individual, because he speaks to Roy, and after Bradley explains his backstory about how he was a human turned homunculus, the training that he went through, the willpower that he displayed to basically not succumb to the Philosopher's Stone, like basically ripping apart his body, like he's seen the other soldiers. He saw all that happen to them.
They were very nonchalantly like, well, he's dead. Next.
Yeah. Next body's just a conveyor belt of bodies. My thing is like, my thinking is like, okay, so like let's say Bradley, I think he even said his number. I think he said he was like the 12th person in line, 12th, 14th. So I'm thinking, okay, so what happens when one person hits? What happens to the people afterwards? Are they just like, you got any more for them Philosopher's Stones? Oh, why do you got the bodyguards right there with arm? Oh, okay.
They're probably the people that got their souls attached to like armor and shit.
That could be a very plausible thing that they did. That they could have just simply been indoctrinated in the military, or they could have been killed. we already know that people know about Bradley and his upbringing, so
For
it
sure.
wouldn't surprise me if some of the people who didn't become King Bradley were simply just in the military.
Yeah. That would be funny if you were like in the way far back of the line. It's like, is it already over?
How did they make the order? Because I would be mad as hell if I was at the end. Bitch, I didn't get a chance.
I
I
didn't
got
even.
willpower too.
I woke up, and this is what happened. Okay, I'm going back to bed. I don't even want to do anything today.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
the interesting thing to come from this was that with the pride that he feels, it puts it the fact that he has so much pride in being a homunculus, I think puts all the other characters in an interesting light. So think about like greed or lust or whoever. Like, did
I'll be back.
oh, he's like the Terminator.
Dun, 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 dun.
How does this change the dynamic of how you see the homunculus, knowing that Wrath feels the way he does about his pride and how he and honestly he sees himself as above human, as almost like the next evolutionary stage, like
Well,
not even human, above it.
well, what is that they always say about pride? It
Pride
cometh
before
before the fall. That's right. So I mean, yeah, they're very prideful and they're very. Ooh, nice Pizza Hut.
Oh, he got it.
Very good.
He got it. Proud of
Well,
that man. Proud of him.
I'm proud with
He
my
got that
pride.
pizza, man. I'm so proud.
I'm so
That's my
proud
boy.
too.
I raised that boy. Well,
Do you
I
raise
did,
that boy?
but
It's the first time I ordered pizza and someone didn't. Wait, was I not supposed to say that?
what? Hold on.
Yeah,
Forgot
I
to break
think
that down.
your mic was hot.
So you're saying all those pizzas you ordered through the
Die
last?
of happiness, I meant.
Oh, okay.
They were put into a food coma.
uh,
But like I was saying about homunculus and being prideful, it's very interesting because it puts them into a. They're not just these mindless zombies that are just obeying. Even though I feel like in a way, I mean they are following orders with father and whatnot, but they are actually proud of themselves, and it's not one of those things where they're just like this, do as father says, I will take over central and whatever. But no, just the personality that comes through is just very interesting. It just makes the creature that much more terrifying, almost in a way.
I mean, for me, what I think it shows is something that we were discussing when Lust died, which is that um, although the homunculus are different entities than humans, obviously, they are pretty much the same as humans. And in being homunculus, yeah, I mean they're humans with evil cause, basically. The only thing that really separates them from actual humans is their like body composition, with the Philosopher's Stone and them being able to regenerate and whatnot. Not much really separates them in terms of what their personalities can be. We've seen somebody like Greed who he'd even follow Father's, uh, his will. He kind of did his own thing, and that got him killed in the first place. So
And he was even to the very end. He was prideful of dying. He's like, yeah, whatever, motherfuckers, I'll be back.
yeah, yeah.
as for what's wrong with the stream, I'm not freaking sure. Keeps cutting out.
It is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Gonna cry.
I turned off my VPN. Maybe that was the issue. I don't think it was.
Wasn't it the fact that it was always on that messed it up?
Maybe. But I'm looking at the stream right now and it's fine. So I think mayhaps been the issue. I honestly think it's a YouTube thing.
Hit that refresh button.
Also, hello, Randy.
Yeah, what's up,
Thank you
Randy?
for joining us, Randy.
Randy.
Takes a long haul. Look at Randy.
But yeah, that's rather interesting. I also thought the stuff with Ed, Envy, and Ling were also pretty cool as well. Just the fact that we learned that they sacrificed the entirety of Xerxes to create this Philosopher's Stone, which apparently is the one that was used to create Envy. But what I found more interesting in what this led to was like having the infamous scene where Ed sees Al's body for the first time in, years.
Oh yeah, that's where the meme comes from, where he
Yeah.
points,
It's the point.
and then it's just no matter what happens, I will find you.
That
It's
scene is
pretty inspiring.
Yeah, that scene is iconic, and the animation was done really, really well for this moment.
Music placement as well.
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely.
I think this is one of the best scenes Bones has ever worked on. Like, I think there's not many scenes in anime where you watch a scene and you go, that is like this studio's baby, but this scene always to me felt like just Bones through and through.
It was so good they had to put it in the opening. They couldn't wait to use it.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's in the next episode where, well, we could talk more about that.
Yeah, for sure. Because there is something to talk about with that episode. But Ed figures he can deconstruct himself and reconstruct himself into the real world. So he uses Envy's Philosopher's Stone, which was a point of hesitation for him because he realizes that the human sacrifice is used for this, but in this moment he has to, or otherwise he's going to die. Not something he wants to do, but he has to do it. I really love Envy as a character because Envy is, I feel, like a big foil to Ed's character because Envy really knows how to manipulate people, and he knows exactly what to say to press your buttons every single time. Whether it's Marco, it could be someone like Scar. It doesn't matter who. Maze Hughes. We seen when she transformed into Maze Hughes' wife. Envy always knows exactly what to say to get somebody to do what they want them to do every time.
Yeah, that is true. She would just go right over the sea and transform into Vladilena.
Return the slab. See?
I don't
my
know what you
God.
guys are talking about.
Would Mayhew even be like faltered by Envy? You ain't getting the slab, Envy. Stupid
What?
dog.
Stupid dog, you made me look bad.
Return the slab. I'm sorry. If a CGI monster swam back and forth, told me to return the slab, I don't know where the fuck this motherfucking game for. I'm returning it. It's not that
Right.
important.
I'll
I'd
give
be
it
like-
back. I'll give it back. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we
I'll
go.
pay for shipping.
Bad.
Here, take the motherfucker. Here, I'm giving it to you right now.
Listen,
Free of charge.
consider me disappeared. I'm leaving. I'm going to
I'm
Mars.
Eustace is just like the perfect, stereotype of an old person. Though he doesn't even know what the fuck the slab does, but he just doesn't want someone taking it from him.
Right.
Oh,
because
motherfucker, that's my slab.
I found it fair and square. You ain't taking it from me.
You don't even know what it does.
Right.
It has no value to you.
Stupid dog made me look bad. It's like you look bad by yourself, sir. The dog doesn't do anything but kind of like reaffirm that you're stupid.
But yeah, that scene with Ed and Al, perfect.
Yeah.
Great scene.
Yep. Anything else on this episode?
No.
I
Pretty
think that's
solid.
it.
Cool. Let's see if there's anything in the chat.
I like your little
Nothing.
shot glass.
Thank you. I still
that
have the
new?
box. No, I had this for a while.
I want to say I don't think I've seen it all that often.
It's a
Ah,
diamond
Dragon.
shot glass.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Nice.
It's
It
not
is
conventional because it can't sit because of how it's shaped. Like,
right.
but
You gotta
still
have to do
cool.
it at an angle. Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's go ahead and let's jump into Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 27. This one's not going to be too long, but there are some interesting talking points to be had about this episode. So this episode was basically kind of not like a recap, but more of combining a bunch of separate moments or clips
Yeah,
into
it's a
one
clip show.
episode. Yeah, to tell a story that way. Clip show, yeah. I guess that's what they're called, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what did you guys think about this? Were you sad and disappointed, or were you hyped?
Well, I'm gonna be the first one to say when it comes to recap or even clip shows, I can't stand it. It's definitely, well, as we now know, but I swear, like, obviously they had their place back in the day, and I get it. That was before the internet, so that's totally fine and whatnot. Nowadays, it's like you can binge anything, and it's like we don't need a recap. We already know what fucking happened. This is annoying, but I love how they did it this way because it was unique. It wasn't so much a clip show with, Ed just going, "Remember that time we did that, Al? Yeah, that was cool,
It,
big brother."
it had a narrative.
Right. It had a narrative, and the way they told it was really good. And I thought that if they are to do clip shows in the future, that's how you do it. That is a perfect way to do it, and I liked how they did it. And
I'm gonna blow your
also,
mind,
we're
EA.
introduced. Also, we're introduced to a brand new intro.
Oh, this is my favorite Fullmetal Alchemist intro. Not gonna lie to you. From the visuals and the music too.
Visually, it's pretty good. Music, it's not my favorite, but it's not bad.
I'm
I
gonna blow
will
your.
say,
Oh,
go ahead.
well, I'm gonna blow your mind, EA. In 1995, there was this little anime. It was called Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, no one has. Um, uh, not one person. I think it was like episode 18 or something like that. Half of the episode is original, but the first half is done like this, in this style. And people hate that episode. Because of that recap at the very beginning. But here's the thing, is the recap in that episode leads directly into the second half, which is like one of the most important moments in the entire series. That's like super beloved. So when I saw this, I was like, man, this is kind of like Evangelion-ish. Like they kind of did it the same way. They just had a little bit of a different interpretation. That, of course, Evangelion was so ahead of its time, but since it was the first to do a lot of these things, they didn't do them that well, and that was one of them, was that recap episode in the original series. So I think these guys, they took that, I guess what I'm saying is they took that concept and they perfected it.
One thing you have to do if you're going to do one of these episodes is that you have to make it not seem like a recap episode.
Agreed.
That alone is already going to turn people off from it. If you start off and it just seems like, oh, this is just shit I've seen before, people are going to be like, they're going to tune out and not really check for it afterwards. I think what they did well was they were giving you characterization for Hohenheim overall throughout the episode. And then they were giving you like some weird stuff where you saw young Pinako. So we can
Young
assume,
Pinako.
yeah, we can
Crazy.
assume that's when Hohenheim first knew of Pinako. Because if you remember his conversation with Pinako, she remarks how he looks the same after all these years, which wasn't talking about how he looked when he first left Trisha and his kids, but referring to the first time that they've met each other, which was years and years and years ago.
Yeah, when she was hot.
Yeah.
and apparently was like 6 foot taller.
That too,
Yeah,
yeah.
the shrinking
like-
hit her hard.
Yeah, the NegaPosi angler. They got her.
She turned into not a moe blob, but just an old blob or whatever you want to
She
call
turned
it.
into a gnome.
She really did. But I do like that callback though, when Pinaco's just like, "You look the same as when I saw you last," and then boom, here it is in this episode, and you're just like, nice little callback. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. But yeah, like the narrative that they're telling throughout this episode was just so great because it's Hohenheim basically struggling um with parts of himself. It's just like the whole psychology thing, the ego, the super ego, the id, where one part of himself, the one without the glasses, is like the evil version of himself who doesn't believe in humanity, and yeah, he's spiteful and whatnot. Then he has himself who is struggling to uh, he's struggling to find what is the purpose of humanity when it keeps repeating the same mistakes over and over, because you know we can he hasn't they haven't said it outright in the story, I don't think, but I think for this episode you could tell the man is way older than he looks.
Mhm.
So he's seen humanity throughout all these years, multiple wars, I assume, and he's seen them again repeat the same mistakes again and again, and that has turned him into a very jaded individual. So he's struggling with his hope in humanity and his despair in humanity throughout the episode, and the framing of it and where they inserted the clips and how they cut everything, because it wasn't just a straight clip episode where they just play old clips. Like you could tell there's some like audio overlay into
Yeah.
some of the clips that weren't there. Like this is cut well. Like they put effort into this. This was not, we're just gonna chop this shit up and put it in
Copy
up.
paste.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. It was, no, we're going to tell a story through what we already shown you, and they did that exceptionally well.
I agree. Like you had the voiceover and narration going over, humans making the mistakes over and over again. And then you just see the violence of the world and everything, how it kind of played out. And yeah, that this if there was a way to show anime or just anyone in general when it comes to like TV shows, how to do a recap episode, that's how you do it. Like, take notes, people. Don't make it to where it's boring and it's like, oh, we've already seen this. Fast forward.
Yeah, and then it's bearable too because it's the halfway point. This is episode 27, so it's not like you know how there's some you get a recap
Oh
episode
my
like
God, yes.
six episodes in, you're like, bro,
Right. They did that with fucking Wonder Egg. They were like, I swear to you, like 5 episodes in, and it's
The
like,
final
Yeah.
episode
gotta
was a
do a
recap
recap.
episode.
The final episode was a joke, is what it was. But yeah, and look, we now know that when they do those recap episodes, it's usually, oh shit, we're behind on schedule. We gotta
yeah.
put something in there to. I'm looking at you, 86.
It's no real like framing of anything, because this was very intentional, and you got so many different clues and even some foreshadowing for future events within this episode. So I thought this episode was, eh, it's going to sound like dick riding. It might be, but this show is just great every episode. I'm so surprised at how they don't waste a single. This is a fucking clip show episode, and it's still good.
Because we get background of Hohenheim, and I think that's really important, and it adds to it. And I love how just everything kind of gets more warped the more it goes, and
Hmm.
then at the very end, you find out that Hohenheim was dreaming the whole time, and he wakes up, and you're just like, oh, that makes sense why everything was the way that it was, because to me, I'm just like, what is this real life? What's happening? I don't understand. But then, yeah, okay, it was a dream. Because where else in a dream can you have a very young, attractive Pinaka?
Jesus Christ. She had to be a striker back in her day.
You think so? You think she was a puncher?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well,
MMA.
she definitely never gave up. She embodied the human nature of determination and never quitting.
Well,
Oh,
she was a living Van Halen song.
I love that part in the episode too, because like they set it up to where it's like they show how strong the homunculus are, and they show like because Hohenheim's in his despair. He's like, this, look what we had to go up against. We had to go up against these fucking immortal people who can transform to these big ass monsters. And then young Panako talks about we're not just going to roll over as humanity and just give up. And then they show the emphasis, or they show the instances of triumph from like when Roy Mustang sears his wound and kills Lust, from when Al protects Riza, and all these different moments where they've overcame adversity and shown that humanity is all about persevering no matter how weak they are. And she even says that their weakness and their humans, that is, their weakness and their short shelf life of their lifespan is the reason why they have to change and evolve. Because unlike homunculus, who can live forever, and all these other weird entities, they don't have to change because, I mean, yeah, they don't need to change. They're going to be there no matter what. But because humans have a finite time in the world, there's always the want and the need for evolution throughout the years. So, like, yeah, I think the way they framed everything in this episode was pretty great.
Yeah. And now, because Bones is not doing MHA anymore, finally, they're gonna make anime again. Well, I guess they already started making Undead Unlock, which is pretty good, but I agree. Any other thoughts on this episode?
No, definitely better than expected for sure.
We also got young Trisha in this episode too, because she was the one speaking about, at the end, which is probably when Hohenheim met her for the first time, because her hair was a lot shorter. So I found that interesting. But I think this.
Hohenheim was like, "I'm going to put 2 babies in you."
Oh my god! Imagine he just said that in like real time. You are going to birth 2 of my children.
I'm sorry, what was that? I mean, you look so pretty. You look so pretty, darling. Please marry me and don't say anything. If you do, I swear to God.
Now
what
if
clause.
Now, what if in the next episode she comes back to life in the body of a child?
I'm gonna go.
And
Seems
she goes,
very familiar.
I'm worried about you guys. I need to make sure you're all right.
Baka.
She has the same hair color. Don't knock it. I think she has the same eye color too. Her eyes are blue.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. Well, I guess we're done with that episode. Okay, I'm getting confused. All right.
28.
All right, everyone, let's go ahead and let's get into Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 28. In this episode, Ed and Ivy and Ling make it through the portal to find that there is a man who looks suspiciously exactly like Hohenheim and can heal both Al's arm and Ed's bone in accordance to his goal to make sure that they are protected. He then proceeds to create a new homunculus, which was awesome, by using the body of Ling Yao, turning him into Greed from earlier in the series, voiced by none other than Troy Baker, pre-blow up, pre-The Last of Us. Also,
You're kidding.
yeah, yep. They consider
Wow.
whether or not Ling Yao actually remains alive. That is still under discussion, but Ed believes that he is. So, I gotta say, when I heard Troy Baker voicing Ling Yao, it almost took me a second to like clock it, because when I hear his voice now, I'm hearing Joel, Indiana Jones, whatever it may be. That's who I hear, right? And then I heard this and I went, oh yeah, he started out in anime like 15 years ago, before he got big, before The Last of Us, and he moved into gaming right around that time.
Isn't that something? And fucking Laura Bailey was also in
Yeah,
this
Laura Bailey did
series.
the same thing at the same time.
Same series.
Yeah, like literally Laura Bailey and Troy Baker were just at the Game Awards.
Yeah. One was being a 6'5" beast, and the other one was next to Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah. What's up, bitch? I'm here with Gotinks, bitch.
Give me a coffee.
You're gonna give me a Gotinks, bitch.
That's exactly how it went at the Game Awards, by the way.
What is one of Gotink's special moves?
Oh, here's his special
Galactic
move.
Donuts.
You're gonna give me the Galactic Donuts, bitch.
Okay, I was gonna say like the ghost technique, where he just throws up
Kamikaze
ghosts.
Ghost.
Yeah. Stupidest move, by the way. He gets like 7 of them out, and they're like, oh my god, what the hell is that over there? Is it a cookie? And then they just tackle Boo and blow up. I swear to you, if that's how the series ended, it would have been way better than what we got.
Listen. All I'm gonna say is that for being in their 40s, both Jesse Pinkman, I like how we're calling him that, Jesse Pinkman, Aaron Paul, and Laura Bailey they look great.
Yeah,
They look like they're in their 20s.
yeah. Laura Bailey doing the voice of Vox Machina as Vex. So
She's also voicing that elf lady in the new one, Mighty Nine or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this episode was, I don't even do, I guess we just start from the beginning. I mean, gluttony.
Yeah, the beginning was Gluttony going, hi, father.
I just don't know what to say. Like,
he ate something that didn't agree with him. That's what happened.
Just like our father the whole time was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Could you
Let me just watch.
Right, just your son or one of your creations comes home. God, and then just dying right in front of you. You're just like, the fuck is this?
What is going on?
Yeah. Not even convinced. Just quite strange the stuff that's happening in front of me.
This seems suspicious. I should go and check it out. It's the bat.
Oh yes, Arkham Asylum. But yeah, we finally see Father's face, and it looks exactly like Hohenheim.
I'm telling.
Yeah.
I told y'all.
No,
Well, I mean, technically I wasn't
not the
right,
same
but listen, I
person.
told y'all.
it's not the same person though, because he was talking to him as if he was another person. He was
but-
like, "Oh, I didn't know he had kids."
You know what I mean?
No.
I like how he was speaking to Ed like he was an uncle or something. He was like, wow, damn, I didn't know he had
Right.
kids. Oh.
Yeah. And he was like touching him and everything, looking at him like, "Wow, you do kind of look like him. But why don't you have the same last name? We take after our mother, thank you." Oh,
Ugh.
okay. Yeah, I know. Ugh.
Oh,
Hey,
whatever.
well, hey, your arm looks broken there. Let me fix it.
I think he was discussing that they had a human last name. He's like, okay,
It's like, ugh,
whatever.
you got a human human last name. Sorry, I had to get through that in one go.
Yeah.
What was that? He said the Ling. Humans are like the bugs that you walk over. You pay them no mind.
Yeah.
They're just there and insignificant.
Yeah, he was
Man,
basically saying, we've heard this spiel from villains time and time again. They compare their adversaries to or opponents to ants or bugs or whatever, and they always go, "You're too insignificant for me to care." So that was his whole thing, basically saying that humans are so insignificant he doesn't even judge them.
Yeah, it's the incel belief. It's the Redditor belief.
You are not making 10 or 100K a year. Do not talk to me, peasant.
No, it's the whole like belief, or no, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's the black pill path. Just everyone is just stupid monkeys. Who cares? None of it matters.
if you don't have your yacht by the age of 25, then you're pretty stupid.
I read one book a month, and look at my Ferrari.
I bet I can steal your bitch.
I'm a jerk and everyone loves me.
Oh, but yeah, Father was just showing off how powerful he was. Definitely the most powerful character that we've seen thus far in the series, other than Winry with the wrench.
We
That's
needed
true.
Winry with the wrench right then and there.
Alchemy can't stop that.
We gotta get a new award for this season where it's like the gag character award. Who is the strongest out of all the gag characters?
Well, I think we would know who would win. It's Winry.
What
I
about
don't know. Hana
Misao?
might be some. Hana might be some. Ooh, we all said something different. Winry from Fullmetal Alchemist. I'm saying Hana from NegaPosi, and then C is saying Misao from Kenshin. I don't know. That's some steep competition.
I feel like there's even more than that. I feel like we've gotten a little bit more.
Oh.
Sumisho doesn't really have one. Dandadan. I
Dandadan,
mean,
no.
they're already innately powerful, so I don't even know.
And Arya's an idiot.
Wow. Yeah, I'm right here. You don't have to say that.
Let's see there.
I'm sorry. See, let me pet your head.
Oh, thank you. That made me feel better.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Don't say anything about her ever again.
Oh God. Oh, the demons. Speaking of demons, there was a lot of those demon-looking things. Kind of like where do they live? Like underground in some like sewer poop world.
Poop world. It's where Misawa makes her biscuits. This is her bakery.
Oh no.
Yes, perfect.
It's like a whole bunch of chimeras or whatever that they call
That's
gatekeepers.
right.
That they
They were the
yeah.
true gatekeepers.
Yeah. So I assume like anybody that was even close to figuring out where Father lives and all this whole operation, they just got ripped to shreds. So
Mhm. Yeah, except Scar and May were handling their own. They were coming through because I think May finally saw where little Panda Bear was, and she's like, she's over there. I can't do her voice; it's so high.
yeah.
But that's Monica Rial for you. She can get her voice really high.
David, hello. What's up?
What's going on?
David, Senor Butthurt, how are you?
Tell us of your adventures.
Yeah, the interesting
wait.
thing was that Father like did some bullshit and cut off alchemy. He just cut off the power supply.
Yeah. How the fuck did he do that?
Don't
He's the
know.
landlord.
It's like, all right, no more of that alchemy bullshit. Stop. And then they're just like, oh, okay. I guess we can't use alchemy.
They were doing.
Yeah,
This ain't working.
it was so funny how ordinary they look without alchemy. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it is
damn.
crazy.
You guys can really fight, but when you guys don't have alchemy, you just look like scrubs.
And you're visually trained from episode 1 to like hear the clap and hear the hear the ringing sound effect and then the blue light. Like it's all like you're trained. And Bones is really good at like training the viewer to get used to that and made it satisfying. See, I am so hyped. They don't have to do any MHA anything anymore. This is
They have
great.
one more season.
Yeah, whatever. Nobody's gonna watch it. Did you fucking see that ending? It's horrible.
They're gonna have one more season. It's gonna be the ending.
One more. Come back for one more season.
Come on, one more season.
One more.
One more season.
One more.
One more season.
One more.
One more season.
Listen,
One more.
listen. There's nothing short of a miracle that would make me like the final season of MHA.
What if I told you that Miracle in the last episode shows up butt naked twerking?
I would say to you, isn't
I'll
that
watch
how
it.
she was introduced?
Is it?
Watch
I
it.
don't watch the show.
I
She
mean,
wasn't introduced like that. She was standing on a stage.
well, yeah,
her arms
but I
folded.
mean, like in season 4, or no, it was 5. Season 5, the war arc. She comes in and she's like butt everywhere and screaming.
Yeah.
Okay, who do
Great
you want to
English
see
VA,
butt
by the
naked?
way.
Who's your type?
100.
Who would be C-Tat this time?
Don't say it.
Mount Lady.
Mount Lady's
Oh,
another one.
Okay, thank God. Don't say it.
Or
Don't say it.
Mandalay.
Choo.
We need more of like a
Oh,
mom character.
Mandalay is great. I like Mandalay.
Yeah.
What about Miss
Or Miss Joke. We got Deku's mom.
Yeah, he likes a lot of MILFs.
Miss Nagat.
I'm gonna go with previous All Might. What was her name? Shizuwa or
Butt?
something?
Shit.
All that ass.
I think it's Shizuka.
Yeah, something like that.
Let me look it up.
David says, the wonderful David's adventure. Came back home from college yesterday and found out that I have to wait a month for my laptop to get repaired. Oof. That
Damn, I'm sorry.
sucks.
That's right.
David thinks I would like a mom character.
What about Bakugo's mom?
Oh, Bakugo's. I mean, yeah, Bakugo's mom's great.
Yeah. You would love Bakugo's mom because she's a strong mom and she's the kind of mom that'll like suffocate you if you ever leave her.
Mora.
Never mind.
Oh no,
I think I take that back.
here it is. Nana Shimura. Nana.
Yeah, Nana
That's what it
Shimura.
is.
Yeah, she's great. She's got no character, but she's great.
Now what if she
You
showed
take
up
that
naked
back.
and started twerking?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the conundrum. Is I would just find that really cringe.
But then she gave you the power.
But
Of
I'd be
twerking.
thinking of Fortnite. And I go, why
While
am I
she's
thinking
naked?
of Fortnite? I don't want to go pop 40s or whatever the hell.
Because they had a lot of advertisement in the Game Awards, and they had the OG Fortnite. So you're being brainwashed.
I am.
They did have it at the Game Awards, didn't they?
I am going
Yeah, a
to
couple of
buy
times.
5 more Sony consoles to play Fortnite and buy V-Bucks.
Thank you.
I
See,
cannot
now-
wait for Neil Druckmann's new game.
Now you sound like someone I can respect.
I love Sony Interactive Entertainment SIE LLC Incorporated.
Bzz.
David says everything for Miku.
Hatsune Miku. Look at, I love it.
Is
Start
that
playing-
a Sony
So-
Interactive Entertainment PlayStation 5 registered trademark video game console featuring the upcoming Neil Druckmann first party Sony exclusive?
I'm glad you asked. On this system, you can play Black Myth Wukong as well as Astrobot, aka Game of the Year
I heard you
2024.
can also play Neil Druckmann's other previous titles such as The Last of Us Part 1, The Last of Us Part 2, and of course, The Last of Us Part 1 Remastered. And let's not forget Game of the Year, Last of Us Part 2 Remastered.
Yes.
You guys are crazy.
David said,
I'm a
damn, I
Sony
can play
bot.
The Last of Us Remastered remake on that.
I know. This was a game that came out on the PS fucking 3 and didn't even need a remaster.
And the PS4.
Right, that's when it got first remastered, and I was like, it didn't really need one.
Yeah, they just needed to port it over. That was it. I guess they
Pretty
kind of
much.
did, but they just didn't even
That's
call
all
it a
they did.
remaster.
Right, they called it a remaster, but it was just a port. Who were they kidding?
Yeah.
So how do we feel about the whole thing with Lean becoming a homunculus and also doing so willingly?
Dude, that was crazy. Like, even Father was shook. He was like, oh, you mean I don't have to twist your arm?
Yeah.
Oh, open your mouth.
Go. Ah.
Right, it's like, you don't have to put it in my cut right here. Just, I'll open my mouth and you just drop it right in there.
Drop it like it's hot.
I know that sounds gross, but that was pretty much what it was like. But what do I think of that? I'm like, dude, I mean, I understand why, like his reasoning behind it, but to give up your ever loving soul and your body is just like, ugh. I couldn't do that. But some people, when desperate times, they got to do it, I guess.
I think he was confident that he would retain his consciousness and through it all, because he said, even when he speaks to Greed, he goes, "You could take my body," but he never says like mind, soul, or anything like that. So he's confident that his consciousness will live on, and he'll be able to, be more or less the same person. Obviously, that it ended up happening, but he thought his willpower would shine through it all.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, it almost seemed like when they were fighting, like it's still there, like a little glimpse of it and whatnot. Because he punched him in the face and was like, "My name is Ling." Really? Yeah, it's just, yeah. I think it's in there somewhere, but Greed definitely is in control right now.
Yeah, there's definitely embers of Ling that exist within him based on that hesitation.
Just like Nana.
For sure.
Embers
Yeah.
of all for one. Or
We just don't know. We just don't know how prevalent it is, or if there will be at any point where he's able to retain the main consciousness of the body. Because one thing that we know from this transformation specifically is something from Father, and I guess we don't, or not Father, King Bradley. I guess we don't know it, but one thing that he said that was very interesting in episode 26 was when he said, after his transformation, when he's talking to Roy, he goes, he doesn't know whether the personality he has now is one of the angry souls that exists within the Philosopher's Stone, or the one that he had prior to his transformation. So with this whole greed thing, there could be a lot of different souls that has the consciousness of the body that we see. We already see that this greed is different from the greed that we saw before. So
He didn't even recognize him. He's like, I don't know who you guys are.
yeah. So there's already a personality shift.
Yeah, the thing when I watched this episode, I came out because honestly, I'm going all over the place here. Okay, focus. The thing with this episode that surprised me with Ling's character was that it felt like they're setting up the seeds of Ling and Greed becoming one, rather than being these two separate things. Like, does that like turning into one entity, like neither becoming Link, neither becoming Greed, becoming its own thing? Because I thought they're coming. They're
becoming
just,
lead.
they're coming a lot. They're becoming things. I mean, yeah.
Lead or ging or gring.
The fandom, I don't think it's its official name, but the fandom calls this entity Greedling.
Oh, is there a fanfic?
No. That's what the fandom calls them.
I'm
Greedling.
gonna look up
Is-
Ling and Greed. Here
is
we
this a
go.
ship name?
Ling, X.
No.
Greed.
It's just it's because there's already like a Greed that exists, and that character has its own personality.
Yeah.
There's a Lean that exists, that has its own personality. So the fandom just refers to this new character as Greedling, just
There's a
to
lot
reference
of
like the
boys
fusion.
love when it comes to this.
Oh my
Holy crap!
I just found it peculiar that they changed the VA to not just be Greed's old VA, but to be Troy Baker. You don't put Troy Baker in roles that, aren't unimportant, right? So, I don't know. Who knows?
Well, I think the interesting thing about it, if we just look at their personalities, is there is some overlap just within Ling wanting to become the king of Xing and Greed being Greed. Like, we know the sin. And him wanting to acquire everything. You would think their values would somewhat coincide.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree. But I guess we'll have to see what happens because I think Greed's gonna be staying for a while, and Ling's gonna be that body that Greed ever wants so much. Yum.
I mean, do you think that Ling is going to be able to keep, this is going to sound really funny, to keep Greed in check?
maybe.
I don't know. I mean, that is an interesting question. Like, if Greed does something that, like, I don't know, he's about to like break somebody's neck or like kill an innocent child or whatever, maybe Ling steps in and goes, we're here to be king. We're not here to be a piece of shit.
But I
Yeah.
wanna.
Interesting. Maybe.
Yeah. It's probably going to be a thing to where if Ling's feelings really are strong about a certain subject or whatever Greed may be doing, that's when we'll start to see the real Ling come out. Like if there was a moment where he tried to kill Lanfan or some shit like that, Ling would prevent it from happening because he feels so strongly about her.
Yeah, for sure.
So is Lafon
Maybe-
gonna be more attracted to Ling now or less attracted?
I don't know if she's attracted
More?
to Ling in the first place.
Yeah, so yeah, she's gonna be attracted to Greed and go, damn, Troy Baker, huh?
Well,
I mean, forgive me for my horrid appearance of one arm missing, but god damn, you look gorgeous.
any other thoughts on this episode?
Oh no. No. It's a big thing.
Couple
So
of big things.
when the alchemy was turned off, we saw two characters pop up, Scar and May. And
The panda finally got reunited.
yeah, that was also a touching moment. Xiao Mei and Mei reuniting. Even Greed was moved by it. But so alchemy was turned off. Al and Ed were useless. But for whatever reason, May could use her alka history, and Scar could use his what we thought to be alchemy. But now is looking different. Because if alchemy was turned off and Scar was still able to do what he was able to do, then it's not alchemy. It's alchemy. The same thing that May is doing.
Huh.
Because if you remember, his brother was researching both alchemy and alchemy. And if you remember the story with alchemy and alchemy, they both have like the same origin, or yeah, I don't know if I want to say origin, but they both have like similarities within them. It's just that one was to the east and one to the west. One was to the west. One being in the Demetrius, one to be in Shing, where alchemy was more used for medical use and alchemy was used for military use. So, with that being said, I think that gives you a clue as to what there is talking about with the sages, the sage of the east and the sage of the west, because there was two that existed. And I think it's very clear with this episode that the sage of the east, which went on to bring alchemy to Demetrius, was father, and the sage of the west that went on to bring alchemy to Shing was Hohenheim.
Amazing. That is really cool.
And like most
But
things,
yeah, it
in
didn't
life,
get switched off.
No. Well, what I was gonna say was in most things in life, if you arrive to the party early, then you're likely gonna gain a lot of power. And I feel like that's exactly why that happened.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, this just shows that there's a way to combat father, given that he's able to remotely turn off alchemy at any time. Like, there's
Right.
always going to be a means to fight him now that we know that he's not able to combat alchemy.
And I think what this means now is Ed and Al are going to learn alchemy. That's my guess.
That, and you can also, get from this that this was probably created, alchemy that is, for the sole intent of fighting father.
Right.
So, because Hohenheim has his mission that we're not really privy to. He's just randomly, we just see him randomly climbing mountains and shit. We don't know what he's doing.
I'm an alcoholic.
We don't know what the hell he's doing. But considering he introduced alchemy history to Sheen, it was probably for this moment here or later of it being able to fight against someone like Father who's able to just turn this bullshit off.
Yeah. Such bullshit, too. It's like you're playing a video game, and then when somebody's losing, what do? They turn off the game console. They're just like, I won.
Or flipping
What
the
do you mean
table.
you won? Oh, yeah, you're playing checkers, and then just the whole board just flips up. You're like, what the fuck? I had 3 kings. Yeah, well, now you got no kings, and they're all over the floor.
I guess you could say
Yeah.
they got King Nothing, just like the King of Anime award.
Oh.
Yeah, they certainly did get King Nothing. But one of the funny parts of this episode, again, such despair, such horror going on, but we gotta have room for laughs with May finally finding out who the Fullmetal Alchemist was, and it was old Pipsqueak, old Edward over there, and she seemed so incredibly pissed and upset. How dare you do this to me? And he's like, I don't even know what I did to you. What happened?
Jesus.
Just like a woman, right? Am I right, fellas?
Yeah. The funny
And I said,
the funny part was that she went to attack Ed rather than fucking Envy. That's the funniest part to me. There's this big lizard CGI monster, and she just ignores it because obviously Envy got attacked, but Envy wasn't the target. She wanted to beat up Ed for for false advertisement or something.
For
It was-
She's like
existing.
5. That's
Well,
even funnier.
I think she's the same age as them, actually.
She's just really short.
Yeah.
That's less than. She's not really short. That's toddler size.
People could be that short.
Yeah, she's teeny.
Teeny weeny.
Because
I mean, the panda bear's taller than her.
I think Ed is like, what, 15, right?
Yeah, he's a teenager for sure.
Damn.
There's the big Scar moment, too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where-
yeah, he
He
almost
learns the
fucking
truth.
died.
Yeah.
Well, that too.
Yeah, because Ed just snitches and tells him everything, and the Scar's just like,
Scar, he was the one that killed your whole people.
oh, hell no. That was great. Oh my god, Scar had a line that I really love. I think he said, I don't remember what the line was exactly.
It was something along the lines of, I usually tell people to say a prayer to their God, but for you don't deserve it, or something.
He said, at first he said, I'll send you to meet God, and then he said like, never mind, you don't deserve to stand alone with my brothers, so you don't deserve to see God, you deserve to be in purgatory or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or he's like, damnation, I think.
Yeah, that was.
I was like,
pretty
oh
cool.
man, I love that line.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool because, now you're starting to see Scar in less of a villain role and more of like this anti-hero role.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's weird. Like, you went from hating him, now you love the guy. How can you not like Scar at this point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, after the twist, after it's revealed it's all envy, it puts everything in a new context. And then on top of that, the fact he was right. The military is just fucking homunculuses. They're horrible. They're Satan. They're evil. They're Democrats. They're libtards. Illuminati. Scar was right.
Yeah. Scar was right, and he was willing. He had a few questions for old father, but he got blasted in the face, and he didn't even like. He took that around the chin. He was just yeah. It's like,
Interesting.
yeah, your hands smell of lavender. It's quite lovely. And he almost like murdered him, and he was like, if I was a second later, I would have been dust.
Yeah.
By the way, I have totally forgotten that is J. Michael Tatum voicing Scar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is like, it's so subtle. Like, it's not even. I never, like, outside of when I first heard him, I was like, oh, that's J. Michael Tatum. But
Yeah.
now that we're like about halfway through the series, I'm still like catching myself going, oh shit, that's just one of the greatest script writers in anime history. Just voicing Scar. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it's freaking Kraft from Spice and Wolf. Same guy.
The J. Michael Tatum literally like translates almost every dub.
That's cool.
He's really good. He's really, really good. He's a really good writer.
Yeah, I
good,
feel like I've met
obviously,
him a few
VA
times.
as well.
I met him a few times. And he was like, "What are you doing on my property? Get away from me."
Interesting. Where'd you meet him at? Sounds like his house.
Well, legally, I'm not supposed to say after. You know what? I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, what did you want from him?
Just his autograph and his arm.
Wait.
He was acting like a baby about it. Anyway, I'm not supposed to discuss. My lawyers have told me not to.
Your Lars? Your Lars Ulrich?
Yeah, my Lars.
All right.
What?
Anything else
Got
on
a
this
problem with
episode?
how I say Lars?
It just sounds like Lars Ulrich from Metallica.
Lars.
Gluttony gassed out and like died, kind
Oh
of.
my god, he expended all of his energy. He was like, "Oh shit, she sucked the soul out of me." No I'm kidding. But yeah, he was pretty much done towards the end. I mean, can you blame him? He fucking threw up Envy and everyone else. So yeah, he was probably done after that.
Yeah, then like father absorbs him back into his body, and he's like, "Yeah, I would use you later." So I guess Gluttony's gone for now.
Yeah, we're gonna get a new fat ass later,
It's gonna be Peter Griffin.
or Eric Cartman.
Oh, God.
Hey, I'll kick you square in the nuts.
Hey, I want some chicken pot pie. No kitty, no kitty.
No kid, it's my papa.
Last thing I want to say is the opening not low key. It kind of spoil you to Lean becoming the homunculus if you pay attention to it, because there's a scene where they show you the homunculus. Yeah. Well, it's like it's one episode before he does that, so I guess it's not as bad, But yeah, I mean, if you stopped it there, you'd be like, wait a minute, what the fuck is that, Link?
What's he doing, and why does he look so cool now?
Yeah, he's wearing the all black and everything. And they show you all the homunculus except for 2, which is Lust because she's dead, and then Pride. So
Yeah, poor Lust.
Well, where do you guys, after this episode, because this is a pretty big episode, where do you guys think the story is headed? Where do you think we're going to next?
no clue. Ed and Al got captured.
Yeah, I was gonna say I honestly don't know. Wait, did Al get captured too?
Ed and Al both got captured.
He left himself. That's right, so that they could escape. Well, they're gonna get broken free.
There's only one thing that can happen at this point, because Ed and Al have been shown that father and I guess the rest of the homunculus care about them too much to just outright kill them. So they're not going to kill them, obviously, and because they're main characters. So they're going to be put under heavy supervision.
Ooh.
From who?
They're probably going to meet Marco again.
That could be a possibility, yeah.
Marco Polo?
They're going to get delicious steaks. I think they're going to be living large.
The stakes are high.
That's funny.
Freeren's going to be serving them.
Oh my god, Freeren just shows up in this series for no reason. With that face.
Yeah, that face. Yeah. It's really funny how over time I've wanted Freeren to just be in everything.
She's great.
She's such a, I don't know. She's such a great. She just adds
could probably
a lot.
She could probably whoop everybody's ass in this world, while making that face too. She'd just be like,
"Yeah, I guess so."
Yeah.
Alchemy, magic is fucking magic. So.
Yeah, I think she'd do pretty well in this world. That's a question for one of our viewer questions. If they decided to ever write to us again.
Well, we have 2 questions tonight.
Are you kidding me? We do?
Yeah, we have news. We got questions. It's a normal episode. We have things.
We got viewer question.
Oh my god!
I got a little excited. I'm sorry.
Well,
I jizzed. I'm sorry.
Let's go ahead and let's get into our first actual show of the evening. Rurouni Kenshin, episode 35, or season 2, episode 11, if you're a smarty poo-poo pants. In this episode of Kenshin, Kaoru and Yahiko run into Misao, who is fresh out of trying to convince Kenshin he is an idiot for leaving her behind to fight alone. One of the biggest conflicts of this episode was about Kenshin choosing to fight alone rather than with other people, and if his choice was the correct or wrong one to do. But when Misao calls out to a picture of Kenshin, Kaoru shows up, headbutts Misao, and eventually they find Kenshin with his master Seijiro, who is just using an alias. But I forgot his actual name. And upon seeing Kaoru, Kenshin probably shits his britches.
Pretty good summary.
And gets a boner.
He shits and then gets a boner.
Yeah.
This man is disgusting.
Oro. That's all he says.
Yeah, after he shits and gets a boner, Oro.
I just love in the beginning of the episode where Kenshin tries to leave and be mysterious and foreboding. He's like, you guys don't understand. I'm Kenshin.
I'm just
I'm
emo.
thinking, I'm not leaving because of me. I'm leaving because of you guys. I don't want to hurt you guys anymore. So I'm going. And then Grandpa's like, okay, can you just tell us what the fuck is going on? No, I'm sorry. I want to protect you guys. And he's like, all right, can you pay your bill then since we don't know you? He's just like, he turns into stone, literally.
Since you've been living here for about a few weeks now, and it's been rent free, we charge a good quality here. You owe us $1,000. Oh, I'm no longer emo. I will tell you everything.
Well, actually, yeah, I thought that was a funny way to start the episode. Misao was so proud of her granddad. Good job.
Good job. You
Gramps.
tricked him into staying.
Manipulation. I love it. We also learn something really important for our award show in a couple weeks. In particular with Misao, who headbutts Kenshin. Now, you would be going, okay, yeah, she headbutts him. Now, here's the thing. She gets hurt from that.
Yeah.
So technically what this means is Misao can only hurt herself.
She has limits to her gag power.
Yeah. Well, have you ever headbutted anybody?
I have accidentally.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling. You're both you both are just like, oh, are you okay? Yeah, are you okay? Oh, I need to sit down.
Anybody who does that intentionally is literally insane.
Right. Like, I don't know how there are some people that would be like, yeah, let me headbutt this person and then keep like functioning. It never like I don't know how you could do it. Ugh.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah,
always do it
that-
like the kind of like the top front of the head too. So it's like
Right. Just bam.
it's like
Oh.
none of that makes it better. This just sounds like a horrible experience. Unless you're Samoan, then it doesn't affect you.
To have resistance.
That's
Gets
a
headbutts.
wrestling trope. In wrestling, Samoans can do a headbutt and it doesn't hurt them, but if you headbutt a Samoan, like it knocks you out pretty much.
That's pretty much wrestling canon.
I think Haku is the one that started that trope. Great wrestler, by the way, Haku. One of the all times.
Nice.
This episode was kind of funny. I liked Sei, Tae's sister, you know, the
Oh, Sai. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one who's also blind.
yes. Her instigating the whole episode of, you know, going, oh, you were on a journey with Kenshin. Oh, you were living with Kenshin.
No, it's not like that.
Just getting
Yahiko,
Kaoru more and more jealous.
Let's dress you up, Yahiko.
Yeah, that
What's with the
too.
ribbon for? Oh, that's my personal taste.
She was just pissing everybody off this episode.
She's a menace.
Yeah, freaking yeah. We finally get, speaking of Misao, or not Misao, of everybody. Oh my god, names Yahiko and
Kaoru.
Goddamn name. Thank you, Kaoru. They were finally here. They finally walked all those miles. They sailed all that 7 seas and threw up their guts and made it, only to be dressed in drag.
Yeah.
Poor Yahiko. He's just
He's
he's
at least he's got a job as a child. Good for him. Child labor.
And I also love when he first meets Misao. He just is like, well, they both actually are like, y'all, you're dressed pretty fucking weird. You know, because we have a boy dressed up like a girl and a girl dressed up like a boy. So yeah,
I love how they call each other their opposite gender. It's so funny.
Yeah, they're like, he looks weird. She looks weird. Yeah, but Yahiko proves once again why he's the best when it comes to the youths.
Yeah,
'Cause
Yahiko
even
is he's pretty awesome, honestly.
yeah, yeah. Misao tried to like pull a fast one on him, and he's just like, I'm not Kenshin, who you could just get one over with your fast moves or whatever, but not me. I'm
Misao's
also equal.
Misao's kind of met her match with this group in many ways. Like Kaoru headbutts her.
Kaoru shakes her.
Kaoru, yeah, shaking baby syndrome, all that stuff.
She,
Yeah.
she just shakes the shit out of her. Where did you meet Kenshin?
Where's Rachel?
I can't think straight.
Oh, we used to live together, and she dies.
Yeah. We used to live together. Just
What? What?
The soul leaves. Her eyes go blank. They deleted her memory card.
the memory cards that you got on a PlayStation 2. That whole thing was completely wiped.
David
Kid.
says headbutts, more like butt hurts.
Oh,
I mean,
because of his name.
That would probably be less harmful
Oh.
to you than a headbutt. Be mildly annoying for the other person.
I guess.
For some people, just don't. It's 50-50,
Well,
really. I mean, honestly, it's a 50-50.
the big conflict in this episode is with what we see with Kenshin and him going to his old master, trying to master his swordsman style,
A forbidden
which
move.
which he didn't master because at the time that's when he went to the government to, kill people and stuff, and which Seijiro didn't like. He didn't like his technique or his swordsman style being used to basically supply the government with even more power, because it's
Mhm.
like, how much power can the government have, that type of thing. So he goes back to him to try to master it, and he begs him, but he does not want to listen to him whatsoever. But given what we saw at the end of the episode with Kaoru being there, I'm assuming that she's going to be the reason why he decides to teach Kenshin something, because now Kenshin has something to protect. That
Yeah.
in the flesh, rather
Mhm.
than it just being some ideal.
As C said just now, he shit his pants and got a boner when he saw her.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
So now he really has to fight for something. What happened? I need to change my pants. I don't know. I need
Misao's
to
like,
change them from both the back and the front.
Misao's like, what? You got too many shit biscuits?
No, I have plenty of shit biscuits. Misao just makes more.
Oh God. Oh, it's such a horrible
I don't
joke.
have. I don't have that sound effect anymore. I'm sorry.
Well, what do you guys think about Seijiro's personality? Because he's very conceited.
I mean, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, he seems normal. I just love how someone like he felt someone's presence. They snuck up on him, took a swung at him, said, "It's kind of rude not to announce yourself against me." Sees who it is. Oh, it's you. Let's go inside and talk. Yeah, he's very nonchalant. That's his personality. Seems like he's got a very interesting look too, with his little puffy little. I don't know what you would call it. His like collar, or I don't know what is that, like a bandana?
I
Like the
don't know. I know what you're talking about, though.
Ascot?
an ascot, just extremely big and just out there. That he's not wind resistant. I know that for sure.
He's fighting the wind. He hates it. Also, I thought it was funny how you can really tell that this series is dated, and I don't know why they didn't just take this out, but they had to explain what alias means.
Yeah, they did. That was funny.
Alias.
That just
A word that is not dissimilar was his real name.
I just love that. It shows how in the 90s and the 80s we just didn't know shit.
Yep. We were smart. What does an alias mean? Is that like an alien?
Well, with me, with Seijiro's personality, I don't know. He just seems like a hermit type. He picks up pottery because he doesn't want to interact with other people. He just wants to make enough to have a decent living. So he picks up that. Like EA says, he's very conceited. He believes he's a genius at everything he does, which may be the case. But it seems like with his beef with Kenshin, it seems like he was mad at Kenshin for even letting this alias spread. So to me, what's more important to him is the fact that this swordsmanship style is perfected, completed, passed on to the other generation, and that's it. Like that's what it doesn't seem like he really cares for outside affairs or like what happens in the world, because I mean, I don't know how powerful this guy is, but I would assume he's powerful. But yet nobody knows who he is. He hasn't fought against anybody. He hasn't like stood for anything. He's just like content with honing his swordsmanship and then passing on someone else, and that's it. So
And doing pot.
yeah, and doing pot.
Some good shit, man. Love this shit. They call this shit biscuits, man.
I think you're drunk.
I just see things on another like playing field, man.
It's like a grid, man, and I'm in between the lines.
Did you just say grid man? Like SSSSS is grid
Bro,
man?
dude, that's crazy. That one girl, man, she had
She
legs,
had
dude.
legs that all the way up to her butt.
She tried to like walk, dude. That's crazy.
I
man.
know. And she even said in the show, "You only like me for my thighs."
Bro,
and we were
isn't that
like,
crazy?
yeah.
Why would she say that? It's so rude to herself, man.
She's very she hates herself, man.
What was your name again? Ricky Jervis?
Ricky Ricardo.
Ricky Ricard. Rocky Raccoon?
Babaloo.
Oh, this is stupid. Any other thoughts on Kenshin?
Pretty simple. This is not yet another prelude to. I'm guessing a technique that's going to be unveiled to make Kenshin stronger to help fight against the 7 deadly sins or whatever they're called.
That's not what they're called.
What are they called? Like the 8 stars of.
I think they're just called like the 10 swordsmen or something.
Oh, okay. Something simple. The 10 swordsmen of Fliga de Babas.
Fliga de Babas. That's. I remember one of my friends went there in Japan. It was pretty historical and things.
You never forget it, man.
You never forget it, man. It just stays with you. It just permeates, man. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and let's get into Dandadan, episode 11. Dandadan, like most weeks, was wild, but this week was pretty crazy. We're introduced officially to Momo's first love, the kid who made fun of her in elementary school, Jin Joji, a.k.a. Gigi, a.k.a. yet another idiot. He's come to the Ayase family to find help as he believes a spirit has taken over his home and cursed his family, putting his parents in the hospital and 3 priests without a life. However, Okarun, upon seeing Gigi's arrival, gets jealous and worried over just what kind of relationship Momo and Gigi share. But after Okaroon sees Momo interact with Gigi at school and he gets hurt feelings, a human mannequin comes out of nowhere, fueled with the spirit energy from his ball, eventually tracking him down to a junkyard where they witness love between two inanimate objects blossom. I'm going to say this about this episode. When I first read this in the manga, this was the moment where it clicked for me with Dandadan, where I was like, oh, I like this. I like this a lot. I just love this idea, and I'm specifically talking about the end scene with the mannequin and stuff. I specifically really love the idea of two mannequins finding love. It almost has like a Toy Story thing to it. I don't know. It's just, it touches upon something where I go, hey, that's a pretty cool, unique idea. But what did you guys? I want to ask what you guys thought about Gigi, because as with every character introduction so far in Dandadan, you guys have been fans of, I'm pretty sure, nobody. So, besides
true.
maybe Momo and Okaroon. But
Yes,
those
and
are
Mobu.
givens.
Doing if I was in Dandadan, I would hate GG. I would
Really?
absolutely hate him if I was in Dandadan. If I lived in that world, he would annoy the hell out of me. Like, I think he's fine, like, as a viewer watching him. So I'm not saying like I dislike his character as a viewer. I'm saying if I lived
Well,
in the
so that's
world of Dandadan,
You don't have to live in the world of Dandadan, because David in the chat says Gigi is just like me for real.
oh, so I hate you, David.
Oh, no.
So like, if I saw this dude in school just like pointing at people, I would be pissed off. Especially, like, mind you, school is like 7 o'clock. I'm up, because I stayed up late last night. I'm already tired, and then here comes this energy bunny pointing in my face, making trash jokes. I would be, oh my god, I couldn't.
I love the way he
Fucking
talks.
face.
I love the way he talks. The wee. That like weird inflection he does is so funny.
I would have been so pissed off if I lived in this world. Oh,
But
man.
he's tall and handsome.
That's the thing too, because one of Momo's friends was equally annoyed, and then they kind of softened up to him after he called her beautiful. And I'm like, nah, I don't think it would work like that.
I don't know.
In anime, that's how it always works.
I don't know. I think in high school it would.
I
don't
feel
think
like you would still be
everyone-
pissed off by their personality.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that, but I think if that, because he's like a really good look, like he is a looker, and he's tall, and he
looks
dresses really
He-
nice.
he looks like one of those J-pop stars.
Yeah, he looks like he's from BTS or something.
BDSM.
He looks like he's from BDSM, world famous pop group BDSM. So yeah, like I don't know. I think in the real world, I think especially with maybe the more shallower people, they'd eat it up. Now, granted, Momo's friends aren't shallow; they're actually kind of smart. So who knows?
Smarter.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely smarter than some of the other.
I'm gonna take that back. I don't think there's a single fucking smart character in Dandadan.
Even
actually-
Seiko is just like, oh,
Oh yeah.
thank you for calling me beautiful. Here, take my whole fucking 401k.
You really are a genius, aren't you?
Seiko just loves to be showered with compliments. She's one of those people that she doesn't care who or what you are. She said that like 6 or 7 times. Damn, you are such a fucking genius. And just over and over. And all he was doing was just being polite. He was just saying, no,
Oh, you got an
you're
old
so
bag
young."
like Seiko? She gets all the compliments she needs. She's old.
Well,
You would think that she would be kind of used to compliments though, because it's not like her age is reflected in her appearance. I can understand if she looked ugly or something, but
Right.
Oh,
I,
geez, thanks. You're so beautiful. That's just so nice of you.
I would imagine that Seiko gets a lot of compliments, but I also think what comes into play with that is Momo, who always calls her old hag. So it's like
Right.
that's yeah.
It comes down to is the fact that, you know, she hears it all the time from Momo. You old hag, you droopy titted bitch. Yeah, you ugly motherfucker. And then, you know, you hear Gigi just go, "Oh, you look great, Auntie. You're fucking genius. Here's some more crab meat." That's all you have to say, and you get more food. And do you see it? She was like piling up the dishes on
Yeah.
top of one
Just
another.
like more and more. It was like coming out of nowhere.
It's like, where was that coming from?
I think the funniest bit about that is just that how she first and foremost she denies that that's a thing, that she doesn't like reward people for getting compliments, but also just how nonchalant she is about it.
Yeah.
She doesn't even
Literally
like
2
swoon
seconds.
or anything. She just goes, "You're right. You're so fucking smart. Here you go."
She's too old to even give a shit about the thing she gives a shit about.
Yeah.
I love it.
But I think Gigi is fine. And
Uh,
yes, hot take. I like him better than Iris. I like him better.
Well, how could you?
Mhm.
That's not possible. You can't hate someone chosen by God.
Oh, yes, I can.
I think
hate
I
her and
like
her pink hair.
I think I like Ira's gag more than Gigi's gag. Because Ira's gag made me laugh in this episode where she saw Gigi and she was like, "Oh my god. Oh no. Momo's getting more demons in her collection. I gotta go fucking re-up. I need to get a new army." And then she just
Sure.
runs.
Yeah.
Like, that made me laugh more than Gigi this episode.
That was funny.
I think it helps with
I will
Gigi as
admit.
well. I think Gigi's character, like Ira, you're first introduced with Ira as her being vindictive and horrible, whereas with Gigi, he's like, "Hey, Momo, I'm like the guy that made fun of you 10 years ago, but like I'm here because I need help. My family may be in danger, and I believe in spirits now. And I know this is crazy, but I heard your grandmother. They all recommended her, Santa Dodoria, and I came over here." And I said, and I pull out my gun, and yeah, I may be confusing little details there, but basically, pretty much, Gigi is more immediately, urgently sympathetic to the viewer because you get to see the kind of horrors that he went through immediately, whereas with Ira, it's you see the worst. And then later you get the context, which then goes, okay, all right. So we can square Ira away over time, where Gigi, it's kind of like immediate. He comes almost package complete.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's a fair assessment. It is like that. But I don't know. I don't find him. Okay, do I find him annoying? Like, if that was the real world, would I be like, "Dude, where you get all this energy from? Leave me alone." Yes, but I don't know. I almost find him charming in a way, and the only reason I say that is because I don't feel like it's fake. I feel like he's being true to himself. He's
Right.
being his goofy self.
Right.
You know,
And,
unlike Ira, who has to pretend to be like somebody.
well, yeah, that is an interesting kind of contrast between these two characters. It's almost the complete opposite. Ira is very self-absorbed, while Gigi is very authentic.
Yeah.
And his authenticity may seem fake, but that's because he is so authentic.
Right. And I don't know. I always respect people that are more willing to put themselves out there, even if it means making themselves look like a fool versus
And he does.
the ones that hide, you know?
And I think maybe that's the key to why everybody likes Gigi. Because yes, some people are going to be put off by him, but most people aren't because they see that energy and they go, "I want to be around that." GG seems cool. He's like a cool. He's like my best bud.
Get the fuck away from me! Leave me alone!
We do we.
Sasuke is not Gigi's best friend.
Akira.
So yeah, like I think for example, oh god, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, okay, so later on when Okarun, like, immediately he's kind of like jealous of Gigi, but not exactly. I don't think Okarun is jealous of Gigi, and this is why I think Gigi is such like a perfect character to do this with. Because of his authenticity, he's just this outgoing guy that's popular with everyone. So of course, when Gigi is interacting with Momo, he thinks that Momo is going to get with Gigi. But I don't think he's jealous of Gigi, nor do I even think he's jealous of Momo. I think instead that this is a flaw in his character, in essence his confidence. He has a confidence issue in that he feels that he will be abandoned because he's been rejected and ostracized and isolated from so many things. So I think it's subtle. I think there's an argument to be made, at the very least, we'll say that I don't think Okarun was necessarily jealous. I think he has underlying issues irregardless of Gigi being involved or not. I think it could have been anyone that could have walked up to Momo and started interacting with her. I think it could have not even been a person. It could have been just something else that triggered this within Okarun.
I think with you saying that, though, I think he's jealous because of his insecurities, because he isn't as confident in himself, because he's already shown that, and that's one of the reasons why he's training right now, is because he wants to be not only more, I guess, secure with his power, but also I think he's trying to be in the ideal of Momo's true man, because she likes the kin type. So like he wants to be more of that, and he doesn't see himself as the ideal man. But then he takes one look at Gigi and he's like, oh, he's the pretty boy and yada yada yada. He looks social and this type of stuff, and he doesn't see that. He doesn't see that in himself.
Yeah.
So he wants to be more of that type. But I mean, even with this episode, they already are showing that Momo doesn't really care about that. No. I mean, we had the awkward goodbye thing that they did, or the see you tomorrow thing.
Stay it back.
Yeah. So I don't think,
you dumb bitch. Baldy.
I don't think she said that. But
yeah,
I don't
get my
think
grandma to kick your ass. Wave. Simp.
Speaking of that, I love how they don't. I love how Seiko doesn't do anything, and I mean that in a good way, because she's so powerful that they don't give her anything to do. They always give an excuse as to why she can't do anything.
It's because she's watching Jackal.
Well, do you Bakatono? Yeah, it's basically the same thing, Jackal and Bakatono. But do you guys think she's ever going to square off?
I mean, she has to. Like I said, I feel like it's an intentional thing, because we seen what she was doing to Turbo Granny when she first showed up, and that's before she even understood the situation. She was able to immediately trap her and, completely fool her with the tricks that she had in her bag. So she's a way more polished version of Momo and Okarun. Like, she's just complete. So the story is doing certain things, namely keeping her out of the reach of her power, so there's no reason why she could circumvent Momo or Okarun or Ira or anybody else doing anything. Because then if she was able to do something, the question would be, why isn't she doing anything? Well, you know why.
Yeah, she likes to smoke.
Yeah, good for her. Good for her.
Good for her and her heart and lungs. But see, David has some more stuff to say.
Yes. David says, I feel called out. I'm not tall enough. How do you or tall though? I'm not tall though. Okay. Jesus Christ, I'm going blind. I call everyone beautiful at my school. Is it because everyone is beautiful at your school? Ira runs funny. Gigi is so responsible and handsome and sympathetic. A cool guy, just like me for real.
There you go. David is
Yeah.
Gigi.
Yeah. What are your opinions, Satsuki? You're gonna fight David?
I don't want to fight David. I want to kill him.
Oh God. It's so over the top. I'm gonna cry. But yeah, one other note. Okarun is so far in his head that when right before Gigi brings the Pompey over, Momo's like sits down and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna like watch over you, make
Is it
sure
chocolate
you're all
Pompey?
right. Also, you haven't eaten anything. I could feed you while you work out." And I'm like, Okarun, bro, you got it.
And right after that, mind you, right after that, or shortly after that, I should say, a minute after she said that, that's when he had the existential crisis of, oh my God, it's over. Momo's going to be with Gigi. They're going to get married. I'm done. I was
They're gonna have kids. I'm gonna be the best man. Oh God.
Dude, Okarun is, he's just such a shy boy, man. He needs
Lack
love.
of self-confidence. He needs that confidence.
Yeah.
If he just had this movement in his life, I think he would be okay.
He's almost like when he does that, he's almost like a South Park character. He's got that kind of jittery movement.
His arms and hands are still imprinted in the fucking air as his other arms are moving and everything. It's like, what is
after
that
images.
movement? Yeah, that's how fast he's moving. It's literally after images.
I will say that Gigi in the manga has some of the best like facials. Some of the best. It's so good.
Oh, he's a porn star.
Yeah, he's a porn. What?
What?
Oh, I love how you both were. Well, see, you're like, yeah, he has the best. What? Because we all know when porn comes to facial, what that means.
I don't mean facial like facial expressions. Like his facial expressions
gotcha.
are tremendous and hefty. I'll just say, this is one of his, like literally. Yippee! This face.
The yippee?
Well,
The yippee face. It's great. It's fantastic. I love him. Gigi's great.
I think the only thing to talk about is because we didn't talk about him at all. I call him the life-size Titan. Yeah, him showing up and whatever the fuck that was.
Taro and Hana. Taro is the male mannequin, and Hana is the discarded mannequin missing some of her pieces. And this scene in the manga is crazy to even think about this, but this scene in the manga is so not even that kind of crazy. It's just kind of there, and it's like, oh, this is really cool. Like, this is a really cool idea, but like, it doesn't hit you hard. Whereas in the anime, they totally changed this scene to have a more hard-hitting message, which was, this is the moment that Okarun realizes he's actually in love. Like, he can quantify in his little shy noggin what love means, and he goes, he's just literally just eureka moment, like, oh crap, I'm actually in love with Momo Ayase, my best friend. And that's
And all it took was his nut to be running away from him.
yeah. And Momo literally grabbing the heart and crushing it, twisting it, and hitting it, hearing the screams and following it.
That has to be some kind of symbolism.
Yeah. Momo's a demon.
No, I'm just talking about how she had this man by the heart, and he had every intention to like meet up with this mannequin, no matter what, because that's what he said the whole time. He's like, "I'm not stopping for nothing. I'm not stopping for nothing. I'm gonna keep going, keep going." And heart, aka love, conquers all, and it won't stop you from anything.
What about him having some other man's balls?
Listen,
That's
Hana.
symbolic in a way that makes him alive. I don't know.
Listen, Hana,
That-
I got another man's balls. I can go all night.
I mean,
Yeah. He was like, it's not going to be my kid, I think.
yeah, how would that work? If you like busted a nut with
Little mannequin
used
babies.
use someone else's balls, would it be little okaruns running around?
It would
I don't
have
know.
to be mannequin okaruns.
Terrifying.
It's terrifying.
That would look like a combination between Okarun and Hana. That would look really weird. I
And
think
they
Momo
would be like
would
split
laugh.
down the middle. Yeah, she would laugh and do the Three Stooges running around in a circle on the ground, just laughing.
She would be eating ramen.
I,
Crap.
this is a side note. I really love running scenes. This goes for anime, manga, whatever medium, where somebody's running and then they push people out of the way when it's not necessary at all.
Oh my
And that's
god.
that's what they did in this episode. Because he just pushes Okaroon, who's not even in the way. He could just literally just run, but he decides to grab Okaroon and literally fucking push him into the bushes.
Get out of the way, you stupid kid! I got a mannequin to get to.
There you go, Sasuke.
You gotta let him know that you're in a rush.
Yeah.
It's a scene from Anchorman.
Yeah, like you could just change directions a little. You're losing momentum doing that. That's so funny to me.
But yeah, no, I really love the final confession scene between Hana and Taro. I thought that was really nice. It was really sweet. I think it did a lot. I think it was just a really well done scene, just from a voice acting perspective. And I really honestly think after 11 weeks of watching the show now, the voice acting really, I think, is the best part of this show. I don't even think it's the animation.
Not the animation, really.
Yeah, I mean the animation is great. It's like right below it. It's number 2, but I think number 1 is the VAs, at least for the Japanese dub. I think they bring these characters to life in a way that I could have never imagined. Like, I mean, just think about it. Like when you're reading Dandadan, with how crazy it is and how random it is, like you have this perceived like voice in your head of what these characters would be like, and they perfectly nail it. And
So when you read Dandadan now, do you hear the voices from the anime now?
Yes, especially Seiko
Gotcha.
and Momo, and Okarun. Those 3
Mm-hmm.
stand out so much. But yeah, anything else on this episode of Dandadan?
It's safe to say the nut is gonna come back tomorrow. The final episode. They're gonna rip the nuts off. They're gonna destroy the love between Hana and Tito, and it's gonna be absolutely, just R.I.P. mannequins, R.I.P. But then Okarun's gonna be like, "I got my balls back. I got my balls back. Yep, 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 hooray!" It's gonna be like in Banjo-Kazooie, whenever you get a golden, jigsaw, you just go, it's gonna be like that, but it's gonna be the penis.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I got my golden nut. Gulp. Yeah.
let's go ahead. EA is dying. Yeah.
I am 37 years old and I'm such a fucking kid.
Let's talk about Suma Show episode 12. This is the final episode, y'all. In this
Last stand.
final episode of Suma Show, Takae finally parts from the world of the living as Mai and Keisuke grapple with the reality of her final death, this time for real, for real. But life, as they say, it moves on. Finally, after 10 years, Mai is getting married, and while the marriage between Keisuke and Moria was nothing more than a way to convince Takae that Keisuke could survive on his own, everything turns out all right in the end for everyone. Except for Takae, she's dead. But the anime parts with us by ending pretty satisfyingly with a final declarative statement that sums up the heart of Suma Show perfectly. One day of happiness can outshine 100 days of despair. What do you guys think about the ending?
I thought I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of mixed. I thought the ending itself was pretty solid. I almost felt like there was a rug that was being pulled out from underneath all of us. And I don't know how I felt about that, especially when, I don't know, kind of what we got later in the episode. So basically, yeah, Takai sees that, Keisuke and, Moria are getting married. And she's like, well, I'm happy now. I'm at peace. I'm going to dissolve and go into the ether. And then as soon as she was gone and disappeared, it was like, well, that worked. Take off the ring, and then just basically say, yep, that was it. That it was nothing more than just a fake thing just to make her disappear. And even the daughter was just like, what the fuck? You just did that just to make her disappear? And I understand why they did it. It just felt really kind of underhanded in a way, where it was just like, yeah, let's just do this just to make her disappear, give her that send off and whatnot. I understand they had to do it, but I don't know, because even after they did it, Takai comes in later in a dream to talk to Keisuke. So it's like she knew, but then didn't care that she knew. I don't know. It just seemed really weird to me, just how they went about it.
Well, it's funny. I didn't expect to ask this until later, but with this being an adaptation of like this 14-volume long manga, is there anything else that you wish you could see more of? And because I think from that specifically, in the last episode, for me at least, you guys seem to not have any problems with it. And this episode, I have the same issues that EA did. It feels like a lot of this, it probably doesn't exist in the manga because there's so much more context. So it could be like this thing that just makes sense. Like, okay, they're going to plan it out and everyone's on board. But yeah, I think EA's onto something here when he says that it feels a little underhanded. Because it does. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. You have no hint of it. And it feels weird when Takae is like, I'm so proud he's found himself another woman, and then he's going to be happy and not live in misery, which is cool. But then later on, you have that dream sequence, which I think is the real issue, because it's not clear if she knew or not. And also, we didn't even go into why Takae really needs to see him get along or be in this marriage with a woman. We know that's like, they went over it briefly, but I guess, like, why is this the last thing she needs? like, and why can't it just not be that? Why can't it just not be finding love again? Why can't it just be, rehabilitating Keisuke to the point where he can potentially be able to find it again? Why does it have to be actual love? It just feels they didn't have enough time, I guess, to make it as convincing as they should.
Yeah, it definitely just felt like it was, I don't know, like made for the anime, or maybe they tried to make it make sense because they did have to put everything together and whatnot. Like, I can understand if that was the ending, if many years went on, they dated, he asked to marry her, then they actually do get married. I'm cool with that. But it just seemed very just weird, just oddly placed.
Okay, so I'll say I love the ending. Um I'll where do I want to go first? Um when we first talked about the whole marriage or the proposal with Keisuke and Moria, I don't know who brought it up. I don't know if it was me. I don't know if it was EA. I don't know if it was C-Tactus. But we brought up because we all thought it was weird that that would even be a thing considering they weren't even dating. We all thought it was weird. So within that episode it happened, which was like 2 episodes ago, I think. Again, I don't know who brought it up, but we thought of the possibility that this was all happening for the full purpose of getting Takaye to move on. So for me, I already had that in the back of my mind, so that didn't really come as a big surprise to me because I was thinking that that was maybe a big part of it. Because honestly, if it was something else, if they were actually planning to get married, I would have been more disappointed because of who Keisuke has shown himself to be, and considering that he hasn't dated Moria or anything like I felt like that would have been more disappointed than the whole reveal of that being a sham for the pure fact of getting Takai to move on. Because one thing we have to remember is they're fast tracking trying to get Takai out of that body because it's not something that they could play a long game with Keisuke falling in love with Moria and whatever, because I mean it's not like you could put a time limit on that anyways.
Mhm.
But also they had to show her something very significant quick so she can move on as fast as possible because she's taking time away from Marika. So because she's basically stealing time from this little girl, they're thinking to themselves, what can we do to make her pass on? Because what we see in this episode, which I thought was pretty cool, was that they already got clues as to when this whole thing of her disappearing would come up because she went to sleep and Marika took over for a little while, and that's when Mai um was with her boyfriend Renji. So they got the clue of her being sleepy. And then they come up with a plan. Moria comes up with a plan. She asked Takaye for Keisuke's hand in marriage, basically, and she agrees to it. And she starts when she takes her back home, she starts getting sleepy. So that's an indication to her that, oh, this is working. But she ultimately does not go back into, purgatory, heaven, wherever it may be. It doesn't work. It's just like, oh, this could work. We just have to press it a little more. So from that point on, Moria and Keisuke come up with a plan like, okay, we had to show her something big for her to pass on. So when you guys are saying it's underhanded,
The big show?
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's underhanded intentionally because like they both are coming in with their intentions, and that's why he apologized to it afterwards. That they have to do something very big for her to pass on, because the whole notion that they were getting married wasn't enough for her to pass on. So they had to actually show her that it was something real that could happen. That's why he had to hide the information from even his own daughter, because they wanted to make sure it worked. And then one thing we have to remember is nobody really understands how this shit works. Not even Takaya herself. Nobody really understands what it takes to make her pass. So they're just trying to do something very big and significant to make her go, okay, I was here because I was worried about my husband and my daughter. I've already got confirmation that my daughter is good. Now I got confirmation that my husband is good. I can move on. And for me, the scene that we get later, because I will agree with you guys on this, the scene that we get later kind of makes us question like, how real was that if she knew about it the whole time? The thing is, to me, how I interpret it, I think she didn't believe it in this moment. It's just that she wanted to believe that that could happen and that he was strong enough to allow that to happen. Because one thing we have to remember, Keisuke, in the beginning of the series, with everything that happened, he would not even agree to this plan in the beginning of the show. He wouldn't agree, for the pure fact that he would go, I wouldn't want to hurt my wife. But now he's at a point where he, obviously he wants the best for her in all regards, but now he's willing to, like, let some of that go to help her pass on, because he was just he was unwavering in to a fault where like I said, he wouldn't even allow this plan to unfold. So I think it's less of her believing that this is real and more of her going, wow, he would go to these lengths to try to do this for me. And I think that's why she ultimately passed on. Because I do agree that I don't think she believed it really, especially with the scene that we get later.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought of it that way. This is why I say Satsuki is the smartest.
Nah, I don't think so. It's just it's different interpretations on it. You know what I mean? Because like, my opinion is just my opinion on it. It's just how I see it, and that's why I'm always interested to hear y'all lenses on it, because
that's right. Satsuki has the correct opinion. I agree, Satsuki.
No, I mean, I definitely hear what you're saying, Sasuke, and it's definitely a good, I don't know, like, it's very thought-provoking the way that you put it and whatnot. I don't know. I still kind of just feel like the ending, well, not so much the ending, like the true definitive ending where he's like on the pier just thinking about his wife. I love that. That's really sweet. Just more of the conclusion of how we got there was very much just like, I feel like it could have been done better, but I hear you, and I definitely understand why they did it, but I don't know. I just find it comical in a way how they went through this length and trouble to do that, and then all of a sudden, well, that was great. Give me back that ring. That's gotta be returned by the end of the day. And, yeah, we're just gonna like. Were they even dating after that? It just seemed like they were.
I mean,
still,
they probably were going to, like, we don't know because they didn't really show
Right.
any scenes after that.
It just
But
showed
yeah,
them eating lunch together.
yeah. I mean,
friends.
well, I think that gives indication that they will date in the future, because if you remember, that's how he got in a relationship with her to begin with him eating her bento box. So,
Yeah.
like, I think that's the show basically telling you that, oh, they're progressing in that way as well.
Well,
Yeah.
you
But-
saw. Oh, sorry.
I just want to say this last thing. Like, yeah, I mean, to me, I feel it's better that the whole thing was a sham than if they were serious. Because if they were serious, I would have went like, what the fuck happened in between this episode and this episode where you didn't even answer her confession and to where you want to marry her?
Sasuke, that bento box she made, Dude.
Oh my god!
it
It was
was
hypnotized him.
life-changing.
We just.
He was just like, I must obey. I want to marry Moria.
Well, what do we think about Mai in this episode? Because she had a surprising. She felt to me by the end of the series kind of like equally billed as like a main character between Takaye and Keisuke. And I thought it was really nice that they kind of focus on her at the very end with her wedding and stuff, and it kind of gave this message of like passing on the happiness to future generations, letting old be old stuff, new stuff, new stuff. It had just a really sweet kind of tone to it. What did you guys think about Mai's character overall, and especially her talk with Takaye, which I think was very illuminating on her perspective and Takaye's as well, of course.
Yeah, I think overall Mai was, I didn't know what to think of her at the beginning, to be quite honest, but towards the end, she played more the role of I look at it this way, her dad got to know her mom more than she did. So basically, I don't know, like all the way up until she was a teenager. That's when she lost her mother. So this is somebody that lost somebody at a young age and now is trying to cope with the fact that she's going to lose her mom again. I think I can kind of understand where that attitude and where she kind of acted immature in a way, because maybe she never got to grow up because she had her mom and then lost her young and whatnot. Sometimes that's the kind of stuff that will traumatize you at a young age. But
Especially too because the mom seems to be the emotional pillar.
absolutely, yeah, because the father, he you want something to eat? Yeah, I don't know how to cook. Yeah, just make
Yeah, just go
whatever
to the
you want.
store.
Here's some beef
Yeah.
jerky, some big
Have
league
s-
chew.
Yeah, have something warmed up. Yeah, pretty much like stuff like that. But Mai definitely grew up towards the end, especially because she got that peace with her mother at the end, and she got to say goodbye, and she got to, have that second chance, so to speak. And yeah, it was interesting at the end when when she's talking to his new. Oh my God. Heba heba heba. She's talking to her now husband about, hey, I'm going to tell you a story. Basically, it's the whole story of
Yeah.
the anime that we
Mhm.
saw. And he's just like, you're going to tell me a story? What's this story about? Well, it all started when my mother died. So I'm curious what's going to happen there and how he would even react to it. He'd be like,
Fuck.
bullshit. You mean to tell me that little kid, when she said, "You guys kiss"? What? That was your
He
mom?
he it may actually work in their favor just because he already thought it was weird how she was talking. He was like, "Is this really a little kid?"
Right.
Also, Renji doesn't have a character, so he's just a blank space up in that head.
He had a little bit of character development with his wife being lost at sea.
I
My
don't think his
wife is
character
lost
is.
at sea. I love computers and fishing.
I don't think his characterization is great at all. Like I don't even think it's good. His characterization isn't good. His role in the story is
He's like
seamless.
plywood.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
malleable.
I mean, I would say that about a lot of the
Malleable.
characters here. It's more about the story than the characters themselves. Because I don't think we're going to really write home about any of these characters in this series, to be honest.
Except Chica.
Chica's
She's a great
great.
Chica's
character.
pretty awesome, yeah.
Yeah, Chica's great though because she has the struggles that we've seen her work through. That's why one of the more emotional scenes, even beyond like Takaye's passing and her conversation with Keisuke, was just her reuniting with her daughter. And the one scene where Mai goes like, "Do you know that's your daughter?" And then she's like, "Of course, because I'm her mother."
Yeah, that was a great scene. Parents just know their own child if they give
Yeah.
a damn. But yeah, that was sweet.
Um, would you guys like? Well, okay. So, like, first question I would ask is, would you guys recommend Suma Show? And the second
Ooh.
question is, if so, would you recommend it? Would you recommend it to people with similar life experiences?
Oh, definitely with
Yes
people
and
similar
yes.
life experiences for sure.
Yeah.
And would I recommend this? I think I would. I think the fact that it has such a unique name and a unique premise makes it all the more interesting to watch it, because there's always that factor where people will pass up something just because it's got a weird show and premise. And then if you kind of like let them know and say, "Hey, give this a shot, trust me." And you say that, "Trust me." It's not what you think. I think that really makes people go, "Oh, okay, let's see what this is about." And I feel like the first 3 episodes kind of like set the tone. So, I would recommend it.
Yeah. Cause I feel like this would be a show that'll be overlooked, like EA was talking about, based on the title. Um, I feel like it's a show that needs that extra boost from recommendations or, word of mouth, something like that, because that title really does hurt the series. So when other people get an inkling that this show isn't going to be what you think it is, which,
Thank God
like,
it wasn't.
yeah, with
It
a
very
title like
well
that,
could have been.
yeah, we're thinking like some lolicon stuff, and we don't want to see any of that. But yeah, this show is very emotionally gripping. It didn't veer into that weird stuff at all. If anything, it just used the foundation as like comedy somewhere. And yeah, I think it is a show I would definitely recommend to people as long as they're open minded with what they're reading or watching. Like if they're only reading shonen battle shonen type series, nah, I'm not going to recommend this.
Right. If this is something that doesn't tickle their fancy, then yeah, of course I'm not gonna recommend it. But for sure, if they're open to some drama, slice of life, uh, not fantasy, but just like maybe spiritual type stuff, then yeah, I definitely say give it a watch.
Follow-up question. Did anything in this show like change your perspective on something? Because we've seen a lot of stuff from the perspective of parents and some from children as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is just me being a parent and whatnot. Like, it definitely kind of sheds light on. I feel like when it comes to single parents, and not just single parents, people who are divorced and single parents, that's something that's really not shown a lot of. And what I mean by that is just the whole perspective of, yeah, you could have this raging alcoholic mother, and we all were there. Chica was the most hated character in this series until we got to know her. And then when we got to know her, we were more just like, oh, now we know why she drinks and why she does what she does. It doesn't make it right. It just means that she's hurting. And I feel like, you know, I there's a reason why people do things the way that they do, and it's through the hurt. And I don't know, I feel like it definitely gives a lot of perspective.
Today.
It makes you think more of, maybe think twice about what that parent's going through. Maybe if they just had a little bit of help or had something going their way, they could do just a little better, because everyone can do better. It's just a matter of if they got that little push or if they had the chance.
Or the support system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Some people don't have that support system.
Yep.
I would say for me, I don't think this show changed my perspective on anything. And the only reason I say that is because some of the lessons that I learned in this episode I already learned through other media and like through real life. That's not to say that this show didn't have very important lessons that I think would resonate with people and maybe change their perspective on things. Because the whole thing that we got at the end of the episode that you talked about, see, where says like, one day of happiness is worth 100 days of grief. Um, yeah, because the whole lesson that you learn, or the lesson that they're trying to tell you throughout this episode is that, yeah, sure, they only got a year of their mother slash wife back, but those moments that they spent with each other was worth all what happened afterwards of them, losing her again. And in fact, you shouldn't even think about it as them losing her again. You should think about the miracle of her coming back. So it just makes you look where you may look at things through a pessimistic lens, you're now looking a lot more optimistic. You're changing despair into hope, because they're on two different sides of the same coin, and it's just on you whether or not you want to hone in on one side or the other a lot of the times.
Cool. Any other final thoughts on this final episode?
I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad
Same.
I took a chance, and I know Sasuke, this was your pick, and that you took a chance and said, "Hey, let's give this a shot." Because as I keep saying, and I'll say it one more time, I never would have watched it if it wasn't for KOA, and
Same.
I am glad that I got to see it because I got to experience something that I probably never would have.
Okie doke.
As far as a rating, I don't know, kind of hard. I don't know. I think either a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I think it's a solid series.
Yeah, I don't like to give numerical ratings anymore, but I would probably be around where you're at. I think the show is good. It's not the greatest thing ever. It's not a phenomenal series. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'd give it a corn on the cob. It's pretty delicious.
God, I love how you always equate things to food with ratings.
I mean, it's what you got to do out here in these, these streets. Times are tough, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into our final anime of the evening. Negative, positive, angler. The penultimate episode. We only got one more to go. Life is fishing, or so the goldfish disguised as a human puts it. This episode of Negative Positive Angler is the build to the climax of the series. That was a sentence I wrote. A meeting between Takaaki and Hiro over the fallout of their argument, which caused Takaaki to separate from everyone for seemingly days, weeks, maybe even months. Nobody knows. But what we do know is that everyone seems to have an opinion about what Hiro is going through. Did they fight over a woman? Are they themselves in love with one another? I once again proclaim, nobody knows. Also, why do only attractive people work at this shop?
Well, that's not true because they got what's his name? Fushishiro. He's not really attractive. I'm sorry,
He's
Isn't
not-
Fushishiro.
that the
not
boss
human.
man?
Oh, he doesn't count.
You can't put him in there. Like he's probably not even an employee. He's probably like, I don't know, fucking
It's a pet.
yeah.
Woof.
They caught him.
Bloop. Bloop.
Now that you say that, I don't think I ever seen him work.
Yeah, he's never worked. All he's ever done is fish and be bald.
Yeah, he does that 24/7. He's fishing 24/7. He doesn't have to sleep. He just stands there and he continues fishing.
And he
He's
just
not
goes
human.
Bloop,
You don't care.
bloop.
He also had he also said that life is like fishing. That was his one line. That was his one big contribution.
And then Hero's like, that was deep. And I was like, how? Is that a pun in of itself?
I was about to say that wasn't deep.
I think that was a pun in of itself. Like he's saying it's deep because it's fishing. I'm like,
Right. You could say that, about anything. Instead of fishing, just say, I don't know, basketball is worth living. Wow, that's so deep.
Think about it like that.
Video games are worth living.
Life is like basketball. You dribble, the ball goes down, and then it goes back.
It has to come. It has to come up. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Now
That's-
okay. You know what? This show is brilliant. 10 out of 10.
even a
All
final
because
episode.
of goldfish.
The ending could be
Yeah, it is.
horrible.
No, this is the final episode.
Where? Okay. How long was Takaaki gone?
I don't fucking know. I have.
I
no
think he
idea.
was
It feels
gone
like
for a year.
years.
He was literally gone for a year.
Oh my god.
Hana graduated from high school and is now an adult now.
Hana has another job.
I just the whole time I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, I see what the episode is going for because I was already seeing what they were gearing up to do with Hero, with him like looking at the fish and researching them, and I'm like, okay, so they're making it to where he learns more about this, and that's going to lead him to Takaaki. Okay, cool. And I was like, okay, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 3, or day 4, mhm. Day 5, doesn't he pay bills?
Also, isn't that his fucking place? Why is he living in a van down by the river?
That's what I wrote in my notes.
I'm just like, that's his apartment. What is he doing? The argument was not that bad for you to leave for that long. It was not that bad.
You didn't get to see your brother.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
I'm gonna leave.
I'm
This
gonna
is-
leave.
this is your
and never
apartment.
see you again. Don't you pay bills? Fuck the bills. I'm gonna be a squatter. I'm gonna live in my van.
He's taking off of work. He's having to cover his shifts. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Don't you want me to pay you back? No, fuck you. You talked about my dead brother.
oh my god.
My hair's pink, you sick fuck.
My hair
That's
is pink, but
symbolism.
in my flashback, it wasn't. And I will never know the answer.
Fucking hate you, Hero. God, you're so hot. I mean, I hate you.
I hate you because you look so handsome and you
God,
got a tumor in your
you
brain.
look so scrumptious. I just want to eat you up, but like in a malicious way.
They have to be lovers at this point.
Oh, they are. This last episode, they're gonna make out and then they're gonna fall into the ocean together.
It's gonna be that meme. It's gonna be that meme of Momo kissing Okarun, where she's got like her whole mouth is just swallowing his face.
Jesus.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's so funny.
Should I be afraid of that?
It's hilarious.
His whole mouth is swallowing his face?
Yeah,
the way
it's
around?
like a meme. It's like a meme template.
I think if I know what you're talking about, I think it. Let me just see,
Yeah,
because it may come from Kill I Kill.
it could be.
I got to see how it looks because depending on it, it probably came from Kill I Kill. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
Now, Kill la Kill makes sense.
But yeah. So yeah, I just the whole time because I couldn't focus on what was actually going on in the episode because I'm just thinking to myself, Takaaki should not be gone for this long. It's his apartment. The argument, in my opinion, that does not come from Kill la Kill. That's not the one I was thinking of.
Whoa.
That's how they should kiss.
Holy crap.
Hold on, this is the one I was thinking of.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, never mind. Not here.
That is a kiss. She is sucking his soul out of his body.
Through his mouth and his nose.
Through his mouth. Yep. And he's gonna like get super skinny and absorbed and just
She's he's just going.
He's gonna turn into a pile of clothes.
Oh my god, like
And-
Cell. So are you saying Momo is Cell?
Yeah.
Oh, how cute. Look at them kissing. They're best friends.
Those two really good friends.
Yeah. She's got really big boobs.
But your boobs are way bigger. Way bigger. I know. I seen them.
Gluttony?
Great show. No, that's
My
shoot.
Kill la
Maki.
Kill.
Mizumaki.
Mako would have annoyed me too, by the way, just to let y'all know. So
Oh yeah.
she would
Mako
annoy me
reactive?
too.
Yeah, she sings in a fucking car when you're just trying to have peace and quiet. This is a song that never ends. You're just like, I want to break your neck.
Making my way downtown.
She's singing the fucking 1,000 Miles white girl white girl's song. I will 1,000 miles. Hold on, let's change it. 369. Yin Yang Twins. Shit.
Yeah, we don't know how long he's been gone.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're gonna fuck.
And yeah, I feel like they're gonna reunite on that bridge, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, it's what
Well-
it's gonna be like Shiro and Saber reuniting on the bridge in Fate Route that none of you have played, but like the same thing fucking happens."
Well, Takaaki's going to be the first one to know about his whatever happened.
Yeah, because he made a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
What do you guys think about this show's? It just didn't care about romance. It didn't do it like at all. I think we kind of all went when
That's
immediately when
true.
Hana was introduced, we are like, "Oh, Hana and Hiro." Clearly,
Yeah.
But no, Hana's just a fucking alien.
I think it's good, honestly.
To be quite honest, yeah, I respect the show. Like, I have to give it some points just for doing that alone. 'Cause
Yeah.
everything always has to be a romance in every fucking thing.
They didn't
Mhm.
even like hint at it or tease at it. I mean, they had like moments where like Hiro, because he's so awkward, is hanging out with the girls or whatever. But that's just like a fun episode. That's like a fun thing that's happening.
Yeah.
He
The
got
closest
bamboozled.
the closest they got was with the episode with him and Nishimori, where like he was obviously attracted towards her. And now in hindsight, it feels like it's less of him being attracted to her and him being so socially awkward. He doesn't know how to deal with a girl who is that assertive and like in your face, because she's always she does it on purpose
Tell
too, where
me
she's like, "Hey,
why
tell me, why are you and Takaki fighting? Hey,
You
what
guys
happened with
going
you and
out?"
Takaki?" So yeah, that's the whole thing there.
Breathing heavy into your face, Hero.
Show me all of your secrets.
Okay, goddammit. Here you go.
And then Hana
Paycheck.
doesn't even really have a capacity for romance. She's just a fishing guru.
Yeah,
That's all she cares about.
She literally says in this episode that, do I have it written down? Well, basically, she just says like, "There's nothing in life that is more important than fishing."
Yeah, she loves her fishing.
Oh, yeah,
If
she
she
says-
could marry a fish, she would.
Is there anything more important than fishing? So that's where Hana's head is at. Well, what's left of it.
Just
her
slowly
head.
eating her mind. Her hair is eating her mind slowly,
It's like Yotsuba's ribbon.
absorbing the nutrients.
Whatever the fuck that
Do
means.
you love me? Come here, give me shit. I want to kiss you.
Oh my god.
So stupid.
Well, I'm back to normal.
But yeah,
Oh.
I'm kind of glad they didn't do it. It just gives a different feel to it. It makes it feel a little bit more grounded, I think, which is kind of
Yeah,
funny because
more
you
real.
think like Hero going through this situation, like of course, like he would find people he likes, right? And maybe during that situation, he would find somebody he loves, hanging out with, you know, fucking a fish shop full of hot people. But no,
Yeah.
it's like it's also realistic to not have that happen because he was not in the right headspace. So,
Yeah.
like, I can't imagine a story about a guy overcoming his life and overcoming cancer would feel even better if there was a romance in there. I don't know. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
he would have to be dying if they wanted to have a romance or something. I don't know. Like,
He is
you know.
dying.
It just felt organic because
Right, yeah.
it didn't need to be there. It wasn't. I feel like with some shows, and I talked about this when we talked about Mob Psycho season 3, and I really enjoyed how that series ended for the pure fact that Mob didn't get with the girl that he liked, because I feel that with some shows they treat some characters or love interest um like they're the reward for the main character, basically. Like, oh, they went through all of this, so hey, here's a girlfriend, And in the Mob Psycho, I'm glad that he didn't. Yeah, he saved the world and did this and this and that. He still didn't get the girl he liked. Why? Simple. She doesn't like him. That's it. And
Yeah.
that's all. That's all there needs to be. There doesn't need to be anything deep. And with
Right.
this show, it's like, yeah, I mean, they didn't even try to go for the romance. And, it's just more of him, finding friends and finding value in life. That doesn't mean that you need to have a romantic interest. You can just have friends that make you feel that way. And in fact, I think that makes it a lot more significant.
For sure. So now here's the ultimate question. Does Hero have the cancer go away or whatever he has? Or do you think it's getting better? Maybe it's going into remission? Or is it one of those things he needs to do it? Or fucking far left field, he dies.
If he dies, I'll be very surprised. I'll say that outright.
I don't think it's a good thing for him to die. I don't think it would make sense. I think the logical.
Depends on how they would do it.
I think they I think they can't do the extremes of either. I don't think they should have them die. I also don't think he should just be okay because of the power of friendship. I think the way it should work is he's gonna have to go through a long recovery period, and it's gonna fucking suck. But he then makes it through because of this support system he's gained through fishing. And in that, you learn through fishing and through hobbies and through meeting other people and through social interaction. The world doesn't seem as hard as it maybe did initially. You just need people. That's what it's about. It's about people. You need fishing buddies. That's what you need.
I didn't even think about that. That sounds like the most plausible theory, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're right. I think there's going to be like a time skip and maybe there's going to be like a montage and you'll see maybe him going through the treatments and everything, and then I don't know.
Time for a montage.
3 years or 5, I don't know how long it takes, but let's just say 3 or 4 or 5 years pass, and that's when he has a newfound appreciation for life. That would be a good ending, actually.
And then he can smash Hana.
See, make it happen. Except the Hana part. Make him smash ice. The one who literally transforms and untransforms in mid cutscene.
Imagine she does that during sex. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you like that, baby?
She's a cowgirl. Just what?
Get back to normal size. What the fuck are you doing?
Stupid Moe blob, get out of here.
Oh, I hate the Moe blob. Oh,
Listen,
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure Ice is better when she's in Moe blob form, but we did get to see her in super hot model form this episode, so
I got a screenshot of that.
it's pretty fun.
Don't ask me why I got a screenshot of that.
Oh, we know why.
Sasuke, why do you got a screenshot of that?
I said, don't ask me about that.
Well, yeah, but it's like saying don't press the big giant red button. I'm gonna press it.
Or don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Fight Club.
I want to do Fright Club.
Fright Club.
I said, God damn it, I messed it up. I was trying to say Fright Club, and I fucked it up both ways.
Listen,
Wow.
Moe blob ice is way better than hot ice.
No, I disagree with that.
I think it is
Let's
straight down the middle. I think Moe blob ice is just superior. Hot model
Oh, they
ice.
got a GIF on it on Discord. They got it.
Oh my god.
They got it. It's iconic now.
Oh my god. That's perfect. You. Baby, could you like revert back to where you were? You have like no facial features whenever you do that, please.
They just use that whenever there's like no space on the couch anymore. Can you refer to Blob, baby? It's getting kind of cramped here.
Oh, that's so much better. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, I wonder if they did that with Ice to make her seem more normal. Because with her character, like, she's like a, like this cosplayer model type. So you'd think like these people that are like that are like, you wouldn't think they would interact with places like these.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the purpose. It's like,
For sure.
yeah, why would this hot lady be some random cashier at this fish place and also fishing with these other normies?
Which is funny because that is like
Fucking normie.
probably statistically the most likely place a model would work. Like, just a regular job.
And then we already have like other model guys. Like, I mean, Takaaki's pretty much the same way. He even said he worked at a hostess club.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, nothing but hot guys and hot girls working at a fish smelling place.
Yep. Everyone's
Beautiful.
hot there. Or an alien.
They're alien hot. Well, they're all aliens. They transform and turn into fish and shit and whatever.
I think Hero's the only non-alien.
Yeah,
He's just
unless he
he's
got
just
the
dying.
alien. Yeah, he's dying because he's got a tumor because of an alien.
Ooh.
It was all part of Hana's plan. It was the hair that got him into
Oh my god,
into
the
that
hair.
place.
Hana, go talk to human. I want to feast upon sustenance.
Okay.
I must feed on dying boy. Well, he's not a boy; he's a man. But anyway, and I think that's the other thing I could give to the series too. It's a show about adults. I mean, yeah, you had one character who is a high schooler, but thank God no romantic interest. Thank you.
Yeah, they also don't do any fan service for her as well.
they don't do fan service for any character.
Yeah, not really, other than sparklies here and there, but that's not really fan service. That's just anime.
Yeah, they're just. I mean, that's just like showing off good art, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
But yeah, next week, final episode. Really, honestly, does feel like we're talking about the final episode this week, but we're not. We got one more to go.
Yeah, and will this be the first original anime that we finished all the way?
No.
Okay,
No.
not first.
Odd
The
Taxi.
first one in a long time.
But Odd Taxi.
First one and the last time. Odd Taxi would probably be the last one that came out. What, 2022?
That's Nakama Club though,
2021.
so it a little bit different rules there. But
I don't know.
That was the same
Did-
year.
Did
We
we
were
fin-
just like, let's watch it.
we didn't finish What was that piece of shit anime?
I think we would.
Tacto P. We didn't finish that, did we?
Nope.
No,
Literally
God,
the
no.
second to last episode. As soon as you know that hot evil girl that you like died, that was it.
I keep forgetting the rules for KOA were different back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second to last episode, or else we would have saw it all the way through and been disappointed.
Well, let's go ahead with that now over. Let's go ahead and talk about some viewer questions.
Viewer questions.
We got 2 this week. First one. You're writing a rom-com. Which of these options are you choosing, and where your main character confesses his love to the female character? 1. Aquarium date. 2. Fireworks festival. 3. School festival. 4. At the hospital after finding out your crush has cancer. Well,
Oh my god.
geez.
That is wild.
That's a wild card. Well,
Uh,
she's about to die here soon, so
I feel like
I feel like aquarium would be pretty cool. Like a pretty cool visual. I'm down with
it's
that.
a cool visual for sure. Fireworks is pretty cool too.
yeah, I feel like the
Yeah.
fireworks festival is
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that one would be peak. Would be the
Cool.
fireworks festival. School festival, get out of here. Obviously, I'm not picking a hospital where your crush is dying of cancer. That's horrible. That is
Well, I think you're hot.
no, I can't. But yeah, aquarium date maybe second, but for me, yeah, it has to be the fireworks festival. I mean, nothing says a perfect confession than well, okay. You do it before the fireworks go off. Because anime logic.
I love.
Yeah, I love. I'm sorry. What? What was that? I can't hit. Could you say it into my good? God damn it! I love you.
Good night,
Side
Moon.
note.
What?
Side note, that's why I really love the one scene in QQ when we have the confession that doesn't go over because of the sound
Oh yeah.
with Nino
Yep.
and Futaro because of the
Fantastic.
motorcycle, and then she just goes, "All right, I'm not doing this anime trope thing. I'm not
Yep.
going to be an anime trope. I said I love you. All right, let's do
Right.
something about this."
She walked, took 2 steps, thought about it, and went, "Nah, I'm not doing this shit." Turn right back around. I love you. Go out with me.
I
Yeah,
don't
that
think
was
that is
great.
responsible of me to do, Nino. I am your tutor, and I must make sure that you pass.
Kermit, the frog.
You know, I do it for you, Kermit.
You're married to Yotsuba.
I am. I'm married to Yotsuba. We went out last week, and she drugged me, and well, you know, one
Yotsuba
thing
don't
comes
do
to
that.
another. Well,
I thought that
it's
was
a little...
Nino.
Yeah, it was Nino. Yeah, I went on a date with Nino. She drugged me.
Where did Yotsuba come into play?
I don't know. I think I'm a little recovering from the drugs, honestly. It's
well,
only been a week since.
I guess
Get
it's
better.
better than going on a date with Chaika. So that's all I could say.
You mean like the Coffin Princess?
No, as
Oh,
in,
you watched that show too?
I think everyone has.
Oh wow,
Y'all all watch that show?
I haven't heard of that in a hot minute.
We've never discussed the show ever. There's no surprise that you guys watched
I
that
think
show.
there's a reason.
Remember when that lady catches
Wasn't the
the
coffin
fish
a
and
gun?
bites the fish's head
Yeah,
off?
it was a sniper.
That's right, and it just transformed, and she just boom. Oh,
Yeah, I think you're talking about Frederica C, the blonde girl, the princess
Yeah.
girl.
Well,
and
final
then they
question.
had like, oh,
no, we want to talk about the princess in the coffin.
no, that show wasn't good.
Yeah,
The OVA was really bad.
it was an interesting concept, but that was it.
Final question. Can you guys finally admit to liking Yamai and stop being tsunderes?
What's AFMIT?
I don't know. Process of elimination says it's admit, but I'm gonna say he was being literal here. Light ruler, of course, and he made up a new word, so we don't know what affmit means.
Could you guys finally admit to liking stop being cinders?
Hey, Nino.
First of all,
Hey, Nino, can you come in here for a second? We need you to... You know what AFMIT means?
Why, yes, I do, sweetie.
Nino, why do you sound like me? I don't understand. Am I going out with myself?
Yes, you love yourself, Kermie.
Oh, wait a second. You're not Nino. You're Jordan Peterson.
Hey, does this rag smell like chloroform to you?
A little bit, yeah.
But to answer your question, Light Ruler, no, Yamai sucks. She can burn in hell.
Oh, David apparently asked 3 more questions.
Oh, bonus round.
Okay, let me go to the thing. Write-ins.
I'm confused though. Why is Yamai the character that you paid for?
I know, Yamai's terrible.
Next question: pizza with curry sauce instead of tomato sauce, good or not?
I wouldn't know.
I've never tried it.
That sounds
but
good though.
I would try it just to say that I tried it, but I don't know how much I'd like it.
I feel like it wouldn't be a thing that I would prefer over normal pizza, but I feel like it would definitely be like, yeah, you know what? If it's an option and I'm in the mood for it, I'll try it.
Just for a change,
Yeah.
I would try it.
Next question: have y'all heard the news about this egregious new anime made 95% with AI? What is your opinion on this?
What?
What is that?
Yeah, there's a new anime that's generated from artificial intelligence.
I don't know how I feel about that personally because
It's a trend. It's gonna die.
some of the greatest animation is made with human love and heart, blood, sweat, and tears, and it just looks oh so good when you see it. So the AI trend with
It's the same thing as NFTs. It'll stay around more and it will damage humanity more than NFTs did because it's the fucking tech bros are in control of the world now. So they think like their whole AI is going to solve everything.
They got bullied a lot and got shoved into lockers when they were younger, and now they're taking out the revenge on the world.
Right, that's exactly what's happening. I mean, did you see that? Did you see that fucking Iron Man wannabe? It's his whole fucking persona. Last question: are y'all excited for KyoAni shows? It seems like they're getting back into shape after that thing that happened 5 years ago. With the Dragon Maid new season last year and Sound Euphonium season 3 this year, it just feels nice to have them back and with shows and not only movies. Yeah, I mean, I do kind of miss watching Kyoto Animation stuff.
They are always really good as far as animation wise. Like, it looks stellar always.
Yeah, I don't always agree with their choice of show, but
Sure.
like I didn't really like Rurouni that much. I understand like what it's was for. Yeah, Murha. Sound Euphonium's great, obviously. It's really solid. Dragon Maid has its moments.
Violet Evergarden.
Yeah, Violet Evergarden is just really good.
I still need to watch that.
Hyoka,
classic.
Is amazing. Chinobyo.
I've never seen that myself.
The first season's great. Don't watch the second season.
Yeah, we need
Woman of Panic.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have that on Blu-ray. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this week. EA.
Yes.
Where can they find you?
You can find me over here at my channel, Everything Animated, where I have 606 subscribers. So thank you for everybody that subscribes. I still have that goal in mind that I want to upload a video to my channel at least once a month just to get myself back into it. It's a New Year's resolution that I'm looking to do, and gosh dang it, I'm gonna stick to it this time. If I don't, Sasuke, deliver me some pizza. Uh,
Gotcha.
so I'm gonna do that. I swear. I don't care how shitty it is. I just need to get something out just to get myself back into it again. What do I have? Do I have anything personal? I know I need to get myself back into Twitch streaming again because I have a game I need to finish. Because gosh dang it, I I'm just Mr. Busybody over here. I swear to God, man. Anyway, I'm gonna drop in the links here. We got ourselves a blue ski here at Blue Sky for the podcast, so you know when we go live. And we also have a Patreon for all kinds of exclusive stuff that you do not see here on this channel. And it also helps support the show. Only $1 stinking dollar. $1 stinking dollar.
It smells.
Can't buy much for $1.
Stinky.
It stinks, but you know what? It's a good kind of stink. It's a stink of
Victory.
money, of victory, and money, and cash, and la 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 la. I don't know what that was, but also, this past weekend I was at a wedding, my brother's wedding. It was great.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations to my brother and his new wife. It was fantastic. It was great. Yes, yippee. I also found out that that same day that they're actually going to be moving to Japan. So I know they're going to be moving to Japan in April because his wife is going to be a freaking teacher, and
Oh wow.
that's when they that's when they start the new school year is in April, so around spring. But yeah, he's gonna be living there, and it's gonna be crazy because and I told him, I said, you should become a YouTuber because
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
foreigners that go to Japan, and I'm talking about the good kind, not the ones that disrespect the culture or anything, but the ones that are like
Bonk burp.
abroad in Japan and stuff like that. They always get the views. I said, create a channel now and just vlog, and you'll get good views. You'll get the content and whatever. So yeah, congrats to the newlyweds. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to all those links, and yeah, we're almost done with the year. So it's been a wonderful 2024, but we got a couple more of these before it's the official end. Satsuki, take it away.
Okay. As for me, you know where to find me. My main channel, Sasuke the Savage, as well as Sasuke the Savage. That's with a DA, not a THE. On Twitch, where I stream a plethora of games. No more Wukong because I finished that game. Great game. A lot of frustrated times, but you know, you grow through the struggle. Finishing up Fire Emblem, Three Houses, the Blue Lines route, having a lot of fun with that. Still playing Metaphor. I actually just got the Batman Telltale series because I never finished that on my own, so I want to play that. I still have GTA 4, which I've never finished either. I need to finish as well as Spirit, a game called Spirit Hunter, and probably will be a lot of more coming next year. I know that they're supposed to basically remake the Steins Gate game, which I want to play. So when that comes out, I'll definitely play that too. And I want to drop a video on my main channel before the year ends. I'm running out of time, so I gotta kind of speed it up a little bit. But yeah. So look forward to that on my main channel because it should be coming before the year ends. If it doesn't, I've been kidnapped. But that's it for me.
As for me, today I think I did a video on Dandadan. I think that was today. That's over on my second channel. Tomorrow, new Chainsaw Man chapter is coming out. That's over on my Bento channel. And then Thursday, the final episode of the Dandadan anime is coming out, which is on my main channel, Sea Tactics. And those are the places that you can find me. That's about it. That's coming out this week. Thanks everyone for coming out. We are almost to a new year. Very exciting, very terrifying, mostly terrifying. Terrifying. Mostly terrifying. But you know, it is what it is. But we'll be here every single week. Unless we say something wrong, in which we're replaced by robots. But some of us are on the show have already been replaced by robots.
I was about to say, some of us I think are already bought out by Katakawa.
No, don't be ridiculous. None of us are robots.
I love
Oh,
Sony
true.
PlayStations. Definitely not all of us. Definitely not all of us. Only some of us.
Definitely not all.
But yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Got it.
Later.